はいはい、聞こえておりますでしょうか。あたござん鬼道場の指導官、黒丸と申します。How's everybody doing today? Hello, Hellion. How are you doing today? The locker room looks familiar. I don't know what you're talking about. You're imagining things. You're crazy, just like your mother. Hope y'all are doing well. We have a little bit of React slop to dig into for today. Actually, quite a bit. I'm gonna have to make an exception for today and diverge from nothing ever happening because some pretty big white pills happening right now. You're having an exceptional day. Would you say that you have mellowed out, Notary? Succeeding in the first degree in your lane. But yeah, we're going to go over the happenings of today. Your mom isn't crazy, maybe a little bit, but not completely. Well, then stop imagining things. Stop noticing that the locker room looks a little bit of a little bit familiar. Why do you walk into a pun? You are always within reach of a pun. You are never safe from being punned on. You are reporting from a brand new wage cage. Good luck there, sir. Happy earnings. Takarazuka Kinen roster is set and the odds are in. You're tempted to just bet on the bottom 7 horses to win at $10 each because if something wild happens. They're all going to be triple-digit odds. I mean, listen, my stance on gambling, whether it be horses or fantasy sports, is that it is a profoundly degenerate activity. Don't let that stop you, though. It's your money, you use it however you want. But yes, so today we have queried, why don't Sudanese migrants behead people in Texas? And yeah, it's still a mystery. But apparently the Irish lads aren't really taking it lying down. So we're going to look at a couple of interesting news tidbits happening. Apparently Ireland, those Irish lads are built kind of different from the Yukuks. And until such time as I see anti-migrant and anti-Sikh sentiment spread throughout the UK, I'm sorry, but you are the Yukuks. Are you... So breaking, protesters in Belfast are going house to house looking for migrants and evicting them. You love to see it. It's Belfast, the land of shooting at British cops until soldiers show up and then shooting the soldiers until the SAS shows up and then having gunfights with the SAS. Hey, at this track. Listen, they had us worried there for a moment. It would appear that the Irish were losing their edge. Maybe they still had to figure out the kinks, you know, because the migrants don't have cars where they could implant car bombs, so it took the Irish a moment to adapt. Alright, let's see. That's news for later. Ah, yes.
Holy shit.
Protesters are checking cars allegedly looking for migrants. The situation is escalating. You love to see it. Escalation. Cars with migrants are getting attacked. Police are calling for backup, yet they are nowhere to be seen. Anti-beheading riots in full swing. Wild time. I mean, W branding, I have to say, it's very hard to argue with an anti-beheading riot. Oh, why are they being so rowdy? They object to being beheaded and scalped by Infinity Browns. It appears that I am under the wrong tent at your humble track meet. Would you be so kind as to move? Why, of course. Excuse me, I didn't realize that this is the wrong tent. I will remove myself shortly because I'm able to abide by social norms and basic rules of social behavior. How are you doing, Manny? We're gonna get to lack of immediate impulse control. White boy summer is beginning. Sorry everybody, but we're combining celebrations of Buff Oni summer and White boy summer, and due to that, Pride Month is canceled. Finally, some good fucking news. Seko, we've been getting good news somewhat sporadically, but we've been consistently getting good news at a pretty regular cadence. Should I remind you that we have, in recent history, physically removed a commie via helicopter ride and slimed his entire elite guard with SIG MCXs? This was not 4 months ago. We're winning so much that we're actually in the mindset of, what have you done for me lately? You're really going to hit our boy T-Money with, well, my neighbor, you forgot the sun and the moon. We're gonna have a bigger video about that. Realistically, it's a Crowder video, but it's still a nice video. Hello, Fagoth. I see the full crew is here. We have our diverse group of white nationalists. This is who do we have? We have a set of Latinx. We have multiples of those. We have one red Oni. We have Asians. Truly, racists are the most diverse group imaginable. But yeah, Godspeed to the Belfast boys. I hope they can collect a solid number of scalps. We're starting to ask, what kind of American are you? I don't think we're asking anymore. I think it's kind of apparent. We've learned to perform a field physiognomy check, as we refer to it. So we don't even need to ask anymore. We kind of know the answer off the bat. We, at least to humor ourselves, we can sometimes ask, do you return the shopping cart or do you leave it in the parking lot? But speaking of less fortunate parts of the Commonwealth, Sydney's brutal underworld war has sunk to a terrifying new low. Shots rang out as the family of a murdered crime boss prepared to bury him. The spray of bullets was recorded and posted on social media. But I thought that guns are banned in Australia. How could this be?
They are faceless, fearless, and incredibly dangerous.
An AK, no less. You would think that weapons of war being banned are no longer present in the population. Surely this is AI and not the criminals themselves filming themselves committing crimes. It's an SKS? It's all variants of fucking comslop shitsticks. Listen to Rebo 9D? No, I will not. I don't listen to ASMR channels. Rabo posts memes, and that's why I follow her. Hey there, Melty. Must have seen an emu.
10 seconds of mayhem recorded and posted to social media.
Mayhem. Is that a fucking folded over bayonet? That's why the emos don't fly. I don't know, those emos won the fucking war.
More than 30 shots in all. The target, the Diamond Venues group on Canterbury Road.
I mean, there's hardly a target there. Come on, man. He was just shooting that shit into the air. Like, I'm sorry, aiming was definitely not part of the equation.
Punch bowl. Inside, the body of Coconut Cartel boss Lorenzo Lamalu. It only returned.
You've made an anti-2A leftist crash out by showing them the Revenge on Socialist Society attacks on Chai Comland. Fagoth, you have that, how should I put this? You have a way of speaking that entirely fails the Marianne test. You speak in a way as if everyone who you're speaking to was present for the previous 3 iterations of developing the very specific slang that was applicable to that specific conversation that you're referring to. I can sort of pick out bits and pieces of it. So I know that you're probably talking about the rampage killings that happen in China, but still... This is okay. This is a safe space. We will hear your lived experience as a chud. You can just talk normally, okay? SKS has come that way. They have the same gas block that you see add 40 round magazines, chambering for AK-47 rounds.
To Sydney this afternoon on a cargo flight.
I was on the phone to my mate and pretty much told him, I think I just heard gunshots.
Lamalu was executed in Vietnam a fortnight ago. Police feared it would trigger a new wave of gang warfare, and this is it.
Keep going, cuz. Keep going. Hold it. I done? I let's go, lad.
It's interesting how there's a very ethnic accent to everyone present in the car.
The gunmen happy to brag about their crimes. This video and others like it a warning to anyone who crosses them.
Obviously scary.
I mean, what the fuck are you warning them about? They killed your guy. Australia is New Mexico. This is real and true.
I immediately was like to my mom, I think we should move houses.
I think you should move countries, you fucking towelhead bitch.
There were children nearby, but remarkably, no one was hit in the building or on the street, and a burnt-out getaway car was found nearby.
Headscarf detected, opinion discarded. Correct.
Targeting families used to be forbidden when gangsters had a code. It's now clearly dead. With police and...
What's the ethnic makeup of this new class of criminals that no longer respects established internal rules of criminal warfare? I wonder.
Sydney's crime gangs now braced for all-out war.
But yes, so to the force to the force de resistance of today, nation shocked as jury rules you can't stab someone in the heart for no reason at all. Apparently, we still have laws and shit. So yeah, we can read a couple of seething articles. Actually, I found the most seething article. Oh, there's no shot I'm paying for that. Sorry, you don't get to read the Washington Post one. I'm sorry, Oni Dojo. I know you're heartbroken over not being able to read an article from the Washington Post. But we have a USA Today article from Star Wars name and Amanda Lee Myers. What the fuck? Why did you move me off of the... I was still reading that. There you go. Let's stop the page from loading so that it doesn't interfere with me. Alright, so let's see. Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder in Texas track meet stabbing. Correct. It's funny how we needed a full fucking year just to sort of confirm something we already knew. The AI wants me to read another page or listen to it. I don't want to read another page. Nor do I want to listen. I'm capable of reading. A teenager, he's not a teenager. He is 18. He is a legal adult. A legal adult has been found guilty of murder in the first degree. This is important. The family needed time to spend the donation money. Listen, they had a fairly high-powered lawyer. From the behavior of the lawyer, it would seem that he was just trying to cause a mistrial as hard as he could, probably understanding that that's the best chance he has. Teenager is the new slur. Well, I mean, it's not teenager, it's teens. There could be Texas teens here. Texas teens could be here. I hate Texas teenagers. Fatally stabbing a student from a rival high school during a track meet in 2025 in a case that drew nationwide attention. The Collin County jury found 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder Tuesday, June 9, in the death of a 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in Frisco, Texas. Anthony, who attended Centennial Millennial High School, has maintained that he stabbed Austin, a student of Metropolitan School, in self-defense. Didn't ask Saul. SMH my head. Did he even enter a plea of self-defense at any point? I don't think that was ever mentioned, because he never took the stand, right? So he just pled a not guilty to murder one. Jurors returned a verdict after 3 hours of deliberation. Soon after, began weighing in on Anthony's sentence. I believe that's still undergoing. Anthony's mother, who gives a fuck, tearfully told jurors that she believes he regrets what he did. No. He regrets catching consequences. At no fucking point did he regret doing it. Throw her in jail too? See, I think that we need to be stern but fair. I think that she was just not involved enough to even be considered guilty. So we're not going to extrapolate on that. Please have mercy on my son, she says. They should have let Austin's mother take the stand. I think that would have been only fair. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Meanwhile, Anthony was physically shaking after returning to the courtroom following the verdict. You think that that Anthony is aware of the fact that the gang that he pretended to be a part of is currently eagerly awaiting his arrival? You're surprised it took that long? Yeah, a little bit. Well, it's code words for white people speak for a rope and white people justice. Yeah, it do be like that. It do be like, imagine the melties that we're going to see when Chud the Builder is acquitted from his assault and attempted murder charge because it was self-defense. I remember Rittenhouse got publicly filleted by the media and still took the stand. It's almost as if Rittenhouse was actually not guilty of murder and it was actual self-defense, and he had an actual claim of self-defense because people were trying to fucking kill him. And Carmelo is just a punk who felt disrespected, and he thought that he could test the fucking white boy, as ethnics are known to do. That's actually not a universally American problem. That happens everywhere. Like, I don't know, in Russia, you will have these problems with Chechens and Dagestanis on every corner. And the problem is that usually they are correct in assuming that the white boy is not going to be prepared by his parents to deal with social violence, because that's not how civilized society operates. We've sort of agreed on the level of a social contract that we don't really use violence to settle social issues. So they abuse the equation that they arrive to through game theory, that testing the white boy is usually not going to have any kind of negative consequence. So not to Monday morning quarterback this entire situation, but based on the witness testimony, I think this entire situation could have been avoided if only Austin had front kicked Anthony into his sternum, knocking him the fuck over, because that would have essentially just, showed him that he is one of the raped, instead of him having to go to prison for murder where he will actually be raped. Because 140-pound curly-haired boys don't do well in prisons, especially after they claim to be a part of a gang that's represented in that prison. We'll get to that momentarily. Prosecutor Bill Jaworski told jurors that Anthony started the confrontation, that is correct, with Austin in a tent at the track meet, immediately admitted to the stabbing. Yes, he did. That's why you never talked to the cops. Told a bystander that Austin touched him first. He said he put his hands on me, quote unquote, as if it justified the murder he just committed. Well, in his street lawyer mind, he thought that he created a circumstance in which it would have been permissible for him to stab a white boy. NBC Dallas Fort Worth reported, you don't get to meet a shove with a stab, especially if you provoke the shove. I mean, from a legal analysis, that is correct. Jaworski later said that this, in his closing argument, according to the outlet. Meanwhile, Anthony's attorney, Mike Howard, painted Austin and his brother as the aggressors, according to NBC Dallas. Howard said Anthony warned Austin not to touch him, and he had the right to defend himself after Austin initiated physical contact. Incorrect. You cannot use lethal force absent a clear and present threat of death or grave bodily injury. None was present. both love and hate that Metcalf's reason for being there was being the coach let him back on the team. Why? He threw the event to go fishing. I mean, listen. See, this is just your sort of contrast between a normal teenager who, yeah, he does silly shit despite being a high achiever, but sometimes he just, he skips school. I can't. I'm not going to go into the details, but I did some silly shit to go fishing myself, and there were some learning moments from those adventures, and that should have been his rebound. It should have been a bump in his biography on his way to be a D1 athlete. But unfortunately, he ran into the 6% of the American population who probably should have some sterner stuff start happening to them. What were we doing? Did I forget to change my category again? Thank you for the hydrate, sir. Anthony's whole family is linked to that too. That's not details that I am aware of, but feel free to share. There's no evidence that Carmelo did anything, but really think he was defending himself in that split second of chaos. No, incorrect. That was proven to be false. Oh, just hydrate? Okay, yeah, I will hydrate shortly. I actually have a hydration mix waiting to be finished from yesterday. I had some pokery sweat mixed up. And I do be pokery sweating it. The case has been marked by controversy, racial tensions sparked by who, I wonder, public demonstrations. As the murder trial got underway, supporters of both families gathered outside of the courthouse, violating a curfew, by the way, alongside activists, online personalities, highlighting the intense public interest surrounding the proceeding. Yes, we are actually very interested in seeing that we still have laws and shit. Someone dug in, and there's some black org that specializes in anti-white racism training. Anthony's father and him are members. Why, of course he fucking is. They accept the defense's argument that Anthony was in intense emotional state triggered by immediate provocation from the victim. Then they may hand down a prison sentence between 2 and 20 years. For murder one, really? No, sorry. If he gets anything less than a full fucking 50, then this is an abortive fucking decision. Because Texas doesn't make allowances for state of mind. I'm sorry. There's whether or not the only standard is whether or not a reasonable person would have reacted in the way that you did. Jury hit him with the max charge? I don't know. They're still deliberating on the exact charge. They gave him a guilty verdict on the murder one charge, but murder one is 25 to life, I believe. All you're going to say is that he's going to wish he got the death penalty within the next 5 years. That is also true, yes. Yeah, he got murder one. He got murder one because Texas does not need material proof of premeditation, essentially. There doesn't need to be an expressed intent. There only needs to be, like, deliberate on-the-spot behavior. It's a wonder. I don't know how the most armed to the teeth state in the union actually has, laws and shit. It's almost as if we don't actually like crime. Trial began. The trial, which began with jury selections on June 1st, included emotional testimony from eyewitnesses, graphic video footage of the chaotic event. Judge Roach banned cameras, live streams, and audio recordings inside of the courtroom and imposed a gag order on the attorneys. See, I disagree with banning recordings. I think that the entire proceeding should have been recorded for posterity. Pretty bad in what sense, Dom? Would a reasonable person go to a place they're not supposed to be with a weapon they're not supposed to have and stab someone who tries to get them to leave? Probably not. Yeah, I think that's the standard there. The jury pool would have been infested with activists. I don't know about Dallas. Austin is a mixed bag. It depends on the county because they need to draw people from your county, and Austin is several counties if we're talking Greater Austin. The city itself is deep blue, but every suburb around it is actually quite deep red. And it's gotten redder after the Californian transplants who did not agree with the Texas lifestyle left. And now that we're finally also removing the Indians, there's even fewer potential compromised jury members. All right, let's see. Where are we? We bumped off. Several student athletes who were not identified publicly because minors testified that Anthony entered Austin's tent to say hello to a friend, quickly got defensive when he was asked to leave because the tent is a private space where people keep their valuables. Poor shop owners preparing for the inbound riots. There will not be riots, Manny. I've said this again, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to tough post on Twitter. I just need to lay out my plate carrier and rifle. But there will not be a riot in Texas. Like, no race riot, no build large mansion riots are going to spark in Texas. Because first of all, the police is not going to let them. People who have tried to start shit near the courthouse were very quickly arrested and removed from the scene. Even if they were able to whip up the existing crowd into a frenzy and start a larger riot, they are in Texas, the most armed to the fucking teeth state in the union. The moment that crowd started moving towards a suburb, they would catch a .308 round shot from an offset position in someone's soundproofed attic, and there would be no way of telling where the bullet came from. There would definitely be a fucking collateral damage in the crowd, and that would probably cause the crowd to immediately disperse, and that would be the end of it. You do not challenge a population as armed to the teeth as Texans are to a pissing contest, because that's not going to end well. So no, I don't anticipate any riots, actually. I think that this is very much a page of nothing ever happens, so we can be safe for that. You see that the shenanigans be attempted. The crowd looked pretty small, so hopefully not much. I think any will occur outside of Texas. Well, all of the stakeholders are inside of Texas. People outside of Texas are significantly more diluted, so that there's not going to be a critical concentration of people available to riot. Especially since Singham and Soros have now acquired the tender attentions of the FBI. They can't move their funds as freely in order to finance these riots. And the Democratic Party is deeply in debt, so they're very, very cash poor, meaning that they can no longer pay activists, they cannot pay organizers, there's no one to actually run the riots, there's no one to bus people around, there's no one to post bail for the rioters when they get arrested. They've burned through what was left of their infrastructure for the Minneapolis riots. And I say we got a pretty good outcome out of that one. Right. All right, let's see. Tensions rise ahead of the trial. Well, you get the point. He was found guilty, sucks to suck, and apparently there have been some photos of him throwing up gang signs of gangs that he did not belong to, and apparently them gang bangers really take their criminal associations very seriously. They did not take kindly to that, and he's gonna be asked some questions when he arrives to his new gated community of a fucking Texas prison. So there's that. Gang bussy poses. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some gang bussy to go around. Crowds are saying dumb shit that's not helping, like how his twin brother should be dead too. Yeah, it's not a very endearing crowd. Like, the visuals are not great. See, if with St. Floyd of the Fentanyl, they kind of had the overarching narrative of default libs and women kind of believing the whole I can't breathe narrative. They had that as a story going for quite a bit. A lot of people fell for that. Michael Brown had the hands up, don't shoot lie. That was a straight up lie. That never fucking happened. Carmelo doesn't have that as a compelling mythology. There's like shit he said does not look good on a banner. Like you can't put I'm not alleged, I fucking did it on a banner decrying that he was found guilty of stabbing someone to death. So yeah. I'm gonna work on a meme that I can post on Carmelo. You do your thing, Dom. You have fun with that. There's a stereotype here somewhere. Where exactly? Greetings, Crespian. Thank you for joining us in this joyous hour. I hope you're doing well today. Ah, 35 years? Is that the verdict? Is that been handed down? It's a little bit a lighter touch than I would like. Hopefully it's not. It's without parole, right? I would have preferred 99. But yeah. Awaiting confirmation. That's the first word you're getting. All right, keep us posted. We're going to play this funny little game at the expense of the Tekken community because the Tekken community fucking deserves it. So this is a rank read. Rather, that this is Tekken Guesser. So we're going to use it as our Wordle alternative for the stream. Basically, the point of it is to look over gameplay of a match that has happened, and it's a recorded replay, and we get to guess the rank of the players on screen. It's sort of a tongue-in-cheek reference to ranks in Tekken not really being indicative of quality of play, especially on certain characters. So we're going to see how on the money I'm going to be with guessing. All right, so let's guess. We're guessing player 1. Okay, Kuni. I'm seeing some Korean backdashing. Okay. These look like pretty solid players. Good restraint on the manji kicks. Okay. Good sidestep. That's a pretty decent Kuni. I'm gonna say Tekken God at maybe. Let's see how what the offense looks like. All right, good wall standing 3. Into combo, region Europe, okay. All right, solid frame traps. Good sidestep from the Jin, actually. Not a scrubby Jin at all. So yeah, I'm aiming at least low god ranks is what I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go guess now. I'm gonna say Tekken God. Wrong. Oh, God 3. Okay, fair enough. Alright, let's go for the next clip. More Kunimitsu. We're gonna get a lot of Kuni. Guessing player 2 now, okay. Lily player. This could go either way. This is typical Lily rushdown, not uncommon from what you would see in purple ranks. Alright, solid frame traps. The Kuni player does not seem to know what the fuck they're doing. No duck, okay. Up 3+4. I'm gonna say Fujin. Okay, back turn mix-ups, sure. Big sidewalk, finishes the string, lackluster punish. Breaks the throw though, okay. I'm gonna go Fujin. Where's Fujin rank? Wrong. Oh, God 1! Okay! Just a little things, okay. Okay, guessing the Kazuya player, okay, big counter hit. Alright, good guessing in the neutral, good patience, well-placed power crush. Low toe kick. Threatening a high, okay, good combo, solid. Hell sweep into more hell sweep. Okay, wave. No punish. Punish. At the wall. Alright. They're definitely playing like layer 2. Way too patient at the wall. That taunt opened him up. That didn't need to happen. It's scary to press against Brian. He's one of those characters who still retained a lot of big, scary counter hits. On Wake Up, it's kind of... It doesn't feel nice to press against him. I'm going to say God 2. Correct! Alright, let's go for the next one. It's going so loud. Okay, we're guessing the Jin player. Instant down 2 into hop kick. Okay. I'm going to say purple rank. See that combo. Okay, basic bitch combo. You know, at least there's no Zan spam, no break on the 1+2 throw, no duck. Hell sweep down 4. Does not break the throw, does not block. Solid electric run-in, okay. Back to check. Very obviously does not know the Jack matchup, but no one does. I'm gonna say Tekken King. Ho 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 ho! 1 rank off. Absolute cute. Thank you for the hydrate, Crespian. Okay, Lydia and Alisa play. Absolutely fucking impossible to tell. I'm sorry. This is not fair. A green rank Alisa plays the same way as a God 1. Whiff punish with a reactable low. Okay. Okay. It seems to at least somewhat know the matchup on Lydia. Raw power crush. Duck. No break on the throw. Okay. Rage art. Has to be below blue ranks. The problem is that it's very hard to tell. No duck on the forward 3-4. Let's watch the full set because I really don't know. Big highs flying, okay. The fact that both of them have the wherewithal to at least cancel their stances. Alright, okay, good interrupt. Takes the guaranteed damage, okay. I'm seeing some strategic ducks, and for an Alisa player, sidewalking and punishing like that, that's a relatively high rank. The thing is, you don't need to do these things to win with Alisa. I'm going to say all the way up to God ranks. Okay. Raw power crush. Not great punishes on either side. Trying to punish a power crush with a hop kick for some reason. Yellow stance rundown. No break on the throw. I'm gonna say Fujin. Let's see. Where do I guess? I'm gonna say Fujin. Wrong. Tekken God. Well, because Alisa and Lydia. Right, Horong. Okay. Just frame rocket. Alright. Pressure into frames, into lows, into more pressure. You demand to never be second-guessed again when you talk shit about Alisa. No one will. It's a mystery how one could even achieve ranks lower than Tekken God Supreme with Alisa and Lydia. Backsway because Lionheart is such a good idea. Because Steve sure needs a fucking stance that puts him back into fucking range 3 after his pressure. I'm gonna say Tekken God. No, oh, fuck, that was God 5. That got 4, okay. Next clip. Okay, player 1. Who are we guessing? We're guessing Dragunov. Okay. Movement, solid electric. Okay, I'm gonna, off the bat, I'm gonna say God 3. A lot of mental frames happening there. Very solid Kazuya, by the way. Like those on-the-spot aggressive electrics. Nice just frame Russian assault. Good movement on both of them. Is he's fuzzy ducking in anticipation of a hell sweep? Didn't get the timing correctly. Lackluster punish on back 1+2. Okay. Good while standing punish after flash punch. Unfortunate. I'm gonna say God 3. Close win. Okay, God 1. Fair enough. Reina. Okay, Reina and Kunimitsu. Okay, lackluster punish. This Reina plays like me. This Reina plays like me. Wait, is this me? I don't do down back 2, so this is not me. Nice offensive electrics. I also... And before it's me. So I don't use back 4, so that's not me. And neutral step 3, that's also not me. It's very close because you have to play Reina, and like there are certain soft flowcharts, but this is not me. Oh, challenged, okay. But this player does play very similarly to me, so I'm gonna say, oh, bad punish. See, that's why I always punish with while standing 4-4. I'm gonna say Tekken God. Battle Ruler, oh boy, was that a fucking self-report or what? There are some brisk electrics there. Alright, Asuka versus Reina. Redemption match. Gambled a little bit. Side step 4. AFK, unfortunate. Poking. Not seeing Korean backdashing, so I'm gonna say these are relatively low ranks. Just raw Sentai 3. Yeah, this is Battle Ruler. See, these are actual Battle Rulers. This is just people mashing buttons. Never mind, this is not even Battle Ruler. Let me see a bit more. While running 4. Sure. Raw back, done back 3. Okay. Hell sweep. Into blender. I'm gonna say purple ranks. Even, you know, I'm gonna say green. Probably not green ranks. Like, these people at least know how to operate the character. I'm gonna say Mighty Ruler. Correct! See, like, these are not the same purple ranks. I feel like the previous one was an honest mistake, and this one is actually on the money. Because this actually looked like a fucking purple rank player, and that Reina was doing, like, good, brisk, standing electrics. So, that was a fucking trick question. Zafina and Kunimitsu could go either way. Usual Zafina shit, okay. Big back 1 into frame traps. Suboptimal combo. Alright, Sentai, not Sentai, sits under pressure. Disrespects the run-in. Kuni is a mixed bag because people neither know how to play her nor how to play against her well. I'm gonna gamble. Wrong, Fujin. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Heihachi and Kunimitsu. Just raw hidden electric into parry. Okay, could be any rank. Unblockable, sure. You know what? That takes swag. This is one of those, like, toxic players who really knows, like, very specific situations. Good forward 3, alright. A little bit over-eager. Bad punishes. No duck on the down forward 1-3. Just eats the optional launcher and misses his own launch for that. Yeah, zero movement on either of them. Okay, good whiff punish on Kuni. I'm going to say... I'm gonna say red ranks. Bushin! Okay, sure. Alright, we're guessing player 2, so King, okay. That could be any rank. I've seen god ranks start off games with a fucking YOLO high crush launcher. Good sidestep. Let's see that combo, at least to like infer the overall rank range. Okay, good down 4, good interrupt. Good duck under the throw, but no punish. Good punish, doesn't go into Zan, legacy player. Kind of over eager to do down 2. So these are relatively low ranks just based on the disrespect, unless I'm missing some fucking layer 5 gameplay here. Sidestepping him in the wrong direction. Forward, force, keep out, sure. I'm gonna say Fujin. Okay. Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say, game. Alright, now we're evaluating the Jin player versus the Kuni. Down back 4, okay. Not an unreasonable flowchart. Alright, getting some good movement, some wave wound to forward 2. Burns heat into electric, okay. A Jin that can do standing electrics is already worth a lot. Not a great punish on while standing 1-1 because he doesn't know the matchup yet. Frame rate is a little bit choppy. Oh, very nice counter to the parry. Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, he very obviously is flailing. He does not know the matchup well. Good launch. Okay. Good combo. See, being able to do standing electrics for Jins with the way the character currently operates, I'm gonna say this is God 1. I'm gonna say God 1. Close, close. God Supreme. Very loud. Okay, we're guessing Kuni. I mean, you don't really need pressure to keep Kunimitsu off you even at the wall. She's not that scary. When your back is to the wall, she can't really threaten you with anything. She can't threaten out in the open. She gets scary when the wall is to your right and you can't sidestep her common moves. Good punish. Good keep out electric, okay. Optimal wall combo. Yeah, these are solid players. It's just raw electric, sure. Splat. No blue spark on the combo. Interesting. Let's watch the whole match. I'm not sure. Okay, good punish on the slide. I think he gets Iron Palm for that, actually. Kuni disrespecting the shenanigans, does not break the throw. Just enjoyed seeing a god level Heihachi. I don't know if this is a god level Heihachi. Like, see, like if you're a god level Heihachi, you know that those are two highs. Forward, forward, three. Okay, let's see that combo. Broken toy, sure. Slide. Forward, forward, 1 plus 2. Alright, picks her off the floor, sure. Probably, yeah, you're probably right. Probably God level. I'm gonna say God of Destruction. Close. Just Tekken God. Okay. Alright, we'll do one more and then move on. Kuni Mirror. Oh, this is gonna be a fucking mess. Okay, common full crouch mix-up. Back 1 plus 2 is keep out, sure. Does not sidestep the 1-1. Does not duck the Munji kicks. Challenges the 1-1 teleport. This could be any rank. Did she just do raw heat over there? Pops heat. Power crush, pops heat. Sidestep into... Okay, sure. Not sure if it was just layered 2 gameplay or just YOLO'd it. There's some movement in play. I'm seeing Korean backdashes, so... No attempt to sidestep the 1-1 on either side. Takes the plus frames. Down forward 1-3, not ducked. Kuni is difficult. I've seen Kunimitsus who are like God of Destruction on their primary account who play worse than like Fujin Kunis. I'm gonna say Bushin. God 2. You see, this is an unwinnable game. I'm gonna keep playing. Let's do one more. Miyarizo versus... Oh, I think I've seen this clip actually. So this is not gonna be fair. This is not gonna be fair because I know. Yeah, there you go. Partial win. This is God of Destruction. Let's go for this one because I haven't seen this one. Good electric pressure, electric retaliation, some high level Mishima shenanigans. Let's see that combo. Combo wombo, good low parry. Salvages it at the wall. No break on the 2 throw while standing 2, no duck. Oh, duck. Okay, flash duck and punish. Good block on the kip up. Samsara. Let's see that combo. Drops the combo, takes the toe kick. Pressure at the wall. No duck. You know what? Just because it really takes a lot to play either one of these characters, I'm going to say that this is God 1. Partial Tekken God. There you go. Alright. That's quite enough.
Most people get...
Quite enough. Let's see. HK416s with FRTs. I think that's a hot button topic. We're gonna take a look at that as I take my drink. Yes, YouTube Jenny reviewing this video. This is semi-auto. Got a couple of memes posted.
Fuck. Shut the engine off now. Put your hands in the...
Yeah, wouldn't it be so cool to have a range where you can just breathe broken glass from a shot-out windshield? Solid work on the memes there, Dom. It sort of cocked up the embroidery on the belt again, but otherwise pretty cool, pretty cool. Would be even cooler if you would post it somewhere.
Where's my face? Oh my god. Howdy. How we doing today? We're gonna talk about the 416. Hey, shout out to all the high-speed guys that were shooting these things.
See, like, I maintain that Klukai is just the best dork. I understand that Helen's massive milkers give her a very unfair advantage, but Klukai is still a strong contender for best girl.
Back in the day, indoors.
Wild.
Oh my god.
Mind-numbing. We tried to film this talking portion 3 weeks ago, and neither of us could formulate a sentence. Like, we had no idea what we were doing. It was pretty bad. We did about 1,800 rounds unsuppressed. I think we have a couple hundred rounds left here that we're going to shoot. Huge shout out to those guys, Stonewall Ammo. Thank you so much for providing the ammo for the video, and they're going to be an ammo sponsor hopefully going forward. There is a code, and it is...
Ask your local business where you buy ammo why they're not sponsoring Kuramaru Nissan so that I can also make range videos.
Yes.
And it actually saves you money. I don't get any kickback from that. I get free ammo. That is a kickback. That's quite nice. But I think it knocks off 15%.
It was all 223, by the way, and we had no malfunctions.
No malfunctions.
Speaking of getting 10% off and me not getting a kickback. Just a second. You can go to AS Design and use code Kuramaru for 10% off and get yourself something forced reset, and you will get 10% off. Your gun is going to run better, and I get nothing.
No ammo problems, nada. So we have a real 416. This was borrowed from Bauer. I don't know what the story is on this, but it does actually have a wound there. I think something about getting shot, I believe.
Police trade-in. So,
Police trade-in, yep. And then this is the other one that you saw in the intro. This is one of my recent purchases. This is a HK MR223 that has been remarked. I don't know why I'm holding two guns. Can you hold this, Rob? Yeah. Remarked to 416 DSF.
See, if I come into a disgusting amount of money, I probably won't tell anyone, but there are definitely going to be signs. And one of them is going to be an MR556 fucking SBR.
Learned a whole lot when I was looking this thing up, so I wanted to buy a real 416. You either get something used to please trade in like that, or I found these. Now, Arms Unlimited will lead you to believe that these are real 416D SFs. They are not. They were imported by B&T USA and remarked. There is B&T USA markings underneath the pistol grip right here. But in my head, this is still all...
See, I'm not that much of a clone pedant to just hang up on things like that. It's the 416 platform. Like, yes, they market for the civilian market because I guess fucking both ATF and German export laws are fucking stupid. It is what it is. We shouldn't have the NFA in place at all, but you have to work with what you get.
HK. It's still an MR223, still has a chrome line barrel. It's still valuable. So it's like a real fake clone.
It's like a it's like a $5,000 rifle. I think we're splitting hairs at this point.
Real fake doors. What's that from?
Rick and Morty.
It's
By
a
the
good
way,
show.
I got pants.
By the way,
people started giving me stuff, so now if you want to give me pants, I'll wear them.
We'll shoot them and talk about them here. We have my MR556A4. So this is like the new Mamma Jamma. The 416 is notoriously overgassed. And number one, I want to suppress it.
That's
and
the
number
old gas
two,
block, non-adjustable.
Yeah, this is the old non-adjustable. I wanted to see if we could tame it because with any can, just about, it's a violent rate of fire. So I have another arc fire lower here, and I got a nice heavy buffer in there. And
Code
actually,
yes.
Code yes. We didn't get
Incorrect. Code is Kuramaru. Fact check.
Sprinkle it in. Just keep engaged. Keep engaged. Throw it in and keep going.
I'm curious, so we're going to try it out. By the way, you can't see him, but we got Kyle out here from 4MR Ranch who's filling in for Brody since he wanted to take a vacation.
That man takes a vacation
more than we do.
Every other week.
Yeah. First up, the actual 416 upper. I have the new AAC M4 2000 on here. Pretty sweet can. Actually, quite good on gas and sound. And we have the Stonewall 223. So this has the factory HK buffer and spring in it. I don't know how much of a difference the other one is going to make, but I just wanted to see how it is.
That can sounds pretty good.
And my brain doesn't feel rattled, you know?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, I didn't really set it up, you know, fully perfectly, but
Oh,
It's pretty. It's still pretty with the HK irons.
it's just so good.
it's tough, as
It's
the kids
tough.
would say.
It's tough. Oh my God. It's still like, this is going to be fast. I already know.
Send it.
Here we go.
Hell yeah. See, the benefit of the short stroke gas piston systems, they seem to be, once you actually get a force reset clutch, whichever one you're able to get to work on it, they require a lot less fidgeting around than your DI guns.
Wow. How's the gas?
I mean, I got some gas. I don't know what can could tame this thing, to be honest with you. This is a really, like, low back pressure can, but this...
Imagine RC2 on there.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, that's what these guys
No
used to
wonder I'm
run.
getting cancer.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I was gonna say, this one, in comparison to the old M4 2000, is like light years ahead as far as low back pressure goes. Dude, the old one? Anyways, you wanna?
Sure.
By the way, before we let Rob shoot it, we were using the arc fires in this video.
Yes.
Saves you a little bit of money. V1 in this one, and then I got a couple V2s over there. We love those guys. Obviously, we use them for everything.
There you go.
Bauer Precision, also.
Code yes.
And Sauce Lubricants, babe.
Hopefully I will make it out to the range this week to finally do some filming with the MCX.
Keep it saucy.
Sauce me and toss me, brother. Like a salad.
Yeah.
Woo!
It sounds so cool.
It sounds great.
But my God.
That waffle stock, it'll get you.
Oh, yeah, the waffle stock is... listen, I know it's terrible, but man, it looks good.
It looks great.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
all about the gram, dude. It's all about looking good.
I love HKs. As Micah said in our last video, I'm at a very HK time in my life.
So am I. And I don't think it's ever going away.
You really are, dude. You have a MR556 coming tomorrow, and
the G28.
I have a lot of cock around the house. A5.
I am very close. See, the only thing preventing me from crashing out and buying a VP9 is that I would rather spend the money on a Japan trip right now.
H4.
Like, I have all of my sort of gun niches filled. Like, I have a full-sized handgun, I have a concealed carry handgun, I have a primary rifle, I have a semi-auto shotgun. I'm not really wanting for any gun type, and at this point, I probably want to go to Japan more than I want a new gun.
So that's the longer one, A5 tube, and an SR25 spring. What's your prediction, Rob? You think it's going to slow it down any?
No. Okay.
Okay. The recoil feels...
You've also got that nice limb saver on there, too. Send
okay,
it.
It's still a little... Yeah,
Send
yeah,
it.
we're going. You got to build it, you know,
Look.
it's like a little foreplay.
Nope.
Oh,
it did
boy.
it did slow it down a little
Okay.
bit.
Not from this angle.
I mean, shooting it, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like it slowed it down. Should we shoot the MR223 unsuppressed one more time?
You can.
You want to do it?
Oh, that would be a wonderful fireball.
You're behind the truck. I already have a headache.
I honestly couldn't see the target through the fireball, but that's pretty sick though.
Oh, by the way, so this is a V2 arc,
Mm-hmm.
right? Still a 9180, and this has a prototype 308 lever in here, which we just did a video with Micah about. That one's live, I just saw that.
Mr. Mayfield.
So these are meant to work better with the MR series, both the 556 and 762,
Mm.
and then Gen 12s and AR10s and all this other stuff. So they're still working on it, but
Apparently it's already live. We can go check. Now that we have code Kuromaru, I can still shill as design. Let's see. Shop. Air 15. Okay, so these are all Arcfire V2s, 416 select. Oh, okay, okay. They have the sexy HK pattern throw, respectable. Let's see, Arcfire V2, ARHK. The hell are you? Is that a fully contained drop-in cassette trigger built on the Arcfire technology, designed from the ground up for HK roller delayed platforms? So this is your drop-in fire control group for MP5s and everything that's derived. Interesting. Let's see. Super safety part, Jackals, Geisley's G3. Can we just look at everything? Production status. Century Strybog Jackals, Jackals BRNs, AUG, Project Abandoned. That's unfortunate. Descent, okay, cool. Oomps. We're getting some oomp. Sigum CX 308. Functional with new 308 lever, and the Arcfire V2. Maybe it's in the MCX menu. Slip kits heavy, MCX Omega gas valve. I'm not seeing a dedicated clutch for it. Fuck is an AR AP53. All right, Ambi kit V2. 04590, 09180. Maybe there's a toggle somewhere over here? No. Huh. Well, I guess you have to keep a lookout until the new lever is up. Because I don't believe I see any of the heavy variants. The MR762 variant is listed. Oh, upcoming 308 arc lever. Okay, so still upcoming, so keep an eye out.
We're doing some testing with it. So far, so good. Another thing, even though this is an adjustable gas block that comes with the A4, I didn't know that you could actually change out the set screws. Some of you might have known that. I didn't. So I went on HK Parts and grabbed, I don't know, 4 or 5 different set screws. I don't remember which one is in here right now. If I can figure it out, I'll put it on the screen. But obviously you have to kind of tune it with whatever suppressor you want to run. And all in all, what you get is a much smoother shooting experience, especially when you compare it to that old crap right there. So like, not only do you have a 2-position adjustable gas block, but there's also like 25 different set screws. So let's see.
But Hop said that set screw gas tube gas systems are bad.
Night and day. Night and day difference.
You're speechless, Rob.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I'm just surrounded by HK right now. What do you want me to do?
A lot of cock around here.
Yeah,
You
a
know?
lot of cock.
You want to shoot the
Just heckler and all that hawk.
Yeah.
the old new boy? We didn't really have a direction that we wanted to go with this. I just thought it was a very unique opportunity I had to be able to bring out MR223 416. 416 half clone, not really fake, kind of fake, but sort of real kind of thing. And and the new jump, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Damn, she's putting in work.
So, like,
I wasn't even like leaning into it.
no, you just ride it and it goes. It's just beautiful. Now that I have the old Picatinis over here, I think I'm gonna swap that handguard out for a pick. To be honest.
Yeah, dude, Picatinis back in, M-Lock's out.
This is kind of sick with the night slower. It's kind of sick.
It ain't no Saber. They're PSA.
Yeah, dude. Why spend $900 on a PSA Saber when you could spend $5,000 and get the same thing?
Exactly.
One thing I want to make note of is during this whole process of all the HK stuff, I tried to run the V2 45 and 90 arc with the MR series selectors, and in the third position, it would let the trigger go in FRT mode and everything was good and gravy, but in semi, it would not. I had to squeeze the trigger really, really hard, and then maybe it would let it go, maybe it wouldn't. It's a known problem. I think they are going to change a couple things on it for those of you guys that run into that. The fix is, I personally, if you're trying to run a Geisley trigger, which by the way was what I was trying to run, I personally would not cut that more to make it work. I would just run the mil-spec trigger until they figure out the problem. But it is seemingly only with the A4 lowers and only with the 4590 and I guess 45-180, because it's the semi-auto position that is the...
See, that's why I don't like the 45 ones. Like, you're introducing more variables to an equation that's already still being figured out on the fly. I don't think that, well, unless you want to participate in the testing pool, honestly, I wouldn't fuck with the 45 throws. I want a positive throw on my safety. Like, I'm shooting, I put it on safe, I'm done shooting. Kind of that kind of deal.
Problem. So it's something to do with the main side selector. So that's a known issue. I think they're working on it. And I just figured I'd let people know about that. Oh, the last thing I'll leave you with is if you are looking at these remarked MR223s, so if it's a matched upper and lower receiver, the markings matter. So unless somebody is really screwing you and like re-serializing a lower receiver, the dead giveaway is 143. That's the MR223 variant marking, and it says it on both the lower and the upper, because that is the serial number. If it was a real 416, it would have that right there, which is 88 somewhere. So that's the markings. Those are the different denominations.
88 on a German rifle? Spicy.
Now that we see...
Right. So yes, as mentioned, we are getting a lot of good news, and I don't think people appreciate it enough. We're going to start reacting to this video, but before we do so, I'm going to start a poll, because I shall make the mistake of allowing democracy, and I shall let you pick the entertainment of the day. And that's going to be, let me see what options I would like to give you. Manage poll, new poll, game of the day. I'm not going to play any Tekken ranked because I need to relearn the matchups that are currently in my ranks. So, but I can play some casual Tekken. We can play. I want to play the new Atiru game, but it's so poorly optimized, it's not going to run with OBS and my model, so we're going to need to wait a couple of patches until we do so. And it is a little repetitive. It's more of a yap game than a do things game. So I'm going to say Gray Zone. Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. And what is it? Toss y'all a wild card. Let me open my Steam library real quick. Which ones do I have installed that we can work with? Actually, you know what? I need to do some timing and grinding, so we can probably do that. Let me leave that as an option. And I'm going to set the poll. The poll is going to run for 10 minutes, so you have ample time for voting. Do not pull a California and make me wait for longer than needed to announce the results.
The correction in H1Bs. The home prices in Collin County are down. They bring you tidings of good non-Punjabi joy. So first off, it's not lost on me. Only Congress can eliminate the H-1B program entirely. Okay? We've talked.
Yes, every time you see a fucking panicking black pillar bitch complain about, oh, but Madrumpf isn't doing anything about H-1Bs. Yeah, bitch. We need a 2/3 fucking majority in the Congress. And in the Senate, by the way. If you want something like that to happen, maybe being a fucking panicant fucking doomer isn't really the way to get that. Or we need to push to remove the filibuster. Either or, I'm fine with either. But it requires something a little bit more decisive than just idle bitching. Trump did enough with H-1Bs. He's actually done quite a bit, and it's working.
Talked about this. This is why Donald Trump is able to do things specifically as it relates to new outside of the country. They often refer to them as overseas H-1Bs, new applications, because that's an issue of national security. Dealing with the ones that are already here, it's quite a bit more complicated.
Something, Trump is a dictator, but not really, but he's owned and controlled by the Jews and all of that shit. It's literally fucking 90 IQ people regurgitating the same talking points that they receive intermittently, either from Glowy Gonzalez, Spurgy Kong, or whichever corner of the fucking retard right that they reside in.
But there are quite a few policies that can be implemented that sort of, as a roundabout way, affect the outcome. And President Trump has done more on this issue, this administration, than anyone has even thought to do. And one of the results right now is...
Remember to vote in the fucking poll.
...is the normalization, or I guess the stabilizing, of home prices in specific areas in Texas.
Since 2020, the suburbs north of Dallas have grown at a remarkable...
I've seen houses in Austin go from 600,000 plus to like the low 400s in under a year.
Pace, helped in part by corporate relocations and South Asian workers on H-1B visas moving into the area. But now some of the forces behind that growth are starting to shift.
Stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here. $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board.
The new process replaces the random lottery for selecting visa recipients with a process that gives greater weight to those with higher skills.
Hamid Abdul thought his Amazon job would eventually take him to the U.S., but now...
It's not beneficial for any employer, to be honest. Nobody is going to hire you and give 100K.
So what does that mean for you?
I decided to move to Canada.
Good, stay there.
I couldn't think of a better outcome. Initially, I would have thought stay in India. It didn't even occur to me. Hey, do we have a policy that could redirect them to Canada? Basically, we now know your house in North Texas was expensive because of H-1Bs who had no business being here, and it's starting to correct itself.
Our house was expensive because H-1Bs. Your house was overpriced because of cheats and seeks. This house,
we need 10,000 more H-1Bs.
Market back and reap. That house needs a lot more deportees.
Go back to India.
Hard to argue.
Yeah, no lie detected.
A few key facts here when people say nothing is being done. Of course, the border is secure to a degree that it never has been in our lifetime or your parents' lifetime, if you're watching right now. No matter how old you are, no matter how old your parents are. Point is, it's more secure than ever. Illegal immigration is largely being dealt with. Deportations, not enough. New illegal aliens coming in, stopped. Deportations are up. Self-deportations are up. Legal immigration, and when I say that, what I mean is not people who are coming here are the best and the brightest contributing, but the loopholes, that's also being reformed dramatically. Key fact number one, home prices dramatically lower.
Salaries in the tech sector have been growing nonstop ever since the $100,000 fee was announced. Companies took notice very, very quickly that they're going to just have to start hiring Americans because that is just cheaper now.
Specifically Collin County, people who live in Texas, please comment below. We've had Paxton on here, obviously. Frisco, Plano. So Indian H-1B specifically they're about 71% of H-1B approvals. Okay. They were incredibly concentrated. You guys have seen all the Costco videos, Frisco, Plano. Well, now that we see the correction in H-1Bs, the home prices in Collin County are down 9%. And just to be clear, the areas around, right, because home prices are cooling a little bit, about 4%. So more than double, for example, just neighboring Dallas. Now keep in mind, builders were building homes in Frisco and Plano with prayer rooms and specialized spice kitchens, meaning they had floor plans and layouts.
What the fuck?
For these homes could never be purchased by Americans. They were specific.
Imagine making a company pay the equivalent of a year's salary to bring a third worlder and make hiring Americans viable again. I know, right? I mean, the real problem is the Indian hiring managers. That's a circle that we need to square too.
Specifically designed, built for Indian H-1Bs, usually to bring multiple families and put them under one roof and take over your neighborhoods. That's just a fact. Now that we see the limitation on H-1Bs, and we'll get to what those are, it's down. Now remember, I believe it was in May of 2025. President Trump also, a lot of people, actually, I say remember, most people don't know about this. I don't even know that I've discussed this. Trump barred all non-citizens from accessing FHA loans. Think about that. So that means these people coming in here getting the best loans on homes, on mortgages. Now that stops. So the result is that 6%, seems like not a lot, 6% of all the FHA loans used to go to non-citizens. That number has now gone down to 0.
There were
you
so
go.
many under Biden.
Yeah.
That were given out, FHA loans.
And those numbers, the 6%, a lot of people believe that it was much higher than that. 6% down to 0. Home prices down 9%. By the way, that means the homes of a lot of people who are law-abiding Americans. Great. You know what? Hey, if it's artificially inflated by cheap, effectively slave labor, you guys got to accept that. When we talk about change, when people say we need to make things affordable, well, then understand there are some growing pains. When people say we need to get rid of illegal immigration, understand the costs of some goods and services are going to go up because you are now going to have to pay Americans a fair wage. But they want to blame this administration for all of the above. So the surrounding home prices down about 3%. In this area with all the H-1Bs, down 9%. House prices are down, but home cleaning services are on the rise, to be clear.
Block you.
Yeah, there's always an opportunity to make a killing. Now, since we've seen this, okay, so now you know that with reduction of H-1Bs, the price, how have they been reduced? And that's the part that I've discussed. $100,000 fee, right, each year.
Just for filing, mind you. This is just for filing with no guarantee of success. So this is filtering a lot of them out. Like a lot of people who don't really have any realistic grounds for even succeeding. Now, instead of filing a throwaway application that usually was just pushed through by the Biden DHS, now there's also additional scrutiny on failing them too. But they still have to file that $100K regardless of odds of success, and they don't get that back. It's a non-refundable fee
on new H-1B applications from outside the United States. So that's something Donald Trump can add because these are people who are not here yet, so it's an issue of national security. Can't really do it on the extensions, people who are already here, the ones granted under Biden. That's just the way the law works. But if you are outside the United States and you want to come here, or you're a company, you want to bring someone here on an H-1B, great, pay $100,000 a year. And I've talked about that should affect you zero if you're only bringing in CEOs and engineers who are going to be making $500,000 a year because you can't find qualified Americans. $100,000 fee only matters if you're bringing someone in for cheap who will do a job that an American would do for less money, putting 16 families in a house custom designed for them that no American will buy. Oh, what are the results?
Okay, I'll buy that fucking house. They'll just remodel it.
$100,000 fee. Petitions on behalf of workers outside the U.S., meaning overseas visas, down 87%.
Hell yeah.
87%. New H-1Bs from people not in this country, 87% reduction. The total H-1B issuances down about 25%. That means, if you're going to do the math, about 50,000 fewer H-1Bs in America.
Thank you for the hydrate.
And here's the thing, too. There are a lot of people, they can use these numbers.
Exactly. Get the fuck out. We are full. Also, by the way, Timonen is going to win by 3 votes.
To confuse you, this is why I recommend you go check the references. Because there are applications, there are issuances, and then there are overseas applications. So meaning there are applications, this is the lottery, effectively, then they're issued, meaning, okay, they're actually issued, people who win the lottery, and then
by
overseas
4 votes.
applications,
Okay.
meaning people who aren't in the United States. That's the 187% reduction. When we're talking about applications, this number is really tough to kind of give accurately because that's part of the lottery and many people are entered multiple times. That's how this thing is a scam. So to give you an idea, through 2022, one man applied 83 times through different employers.
Whoa.
That would only count as one entry if it were to happen, but 83, I believe, applications. So the numbers you have to look at are what are actually being approved in comparison, especially new ones, to Joe Biden.
We should also probably question why the fuck how are we even accepting the same guy to file 53 separate times?
That's the really solid number.
Yeah.
New applications from people outside the United States that are being down 87%.
That's massive. By the way, the 50,000 fewer people here, the real number that affects you, it's not a percentage. It's not something else. It's not some other. It's 50,000 fewer people are here. Okay, great. That's a great start. Let's keep it going.
That's a net negative as opposed to a giant influx. Now, here's the other thing, too. The H-1Bs were, so if it's down 50,000, let's just round a number and say, let's say it's 1 million. Okay, it's down 50,000. But has it changed what those million look like? Meaning, are they just people doing jobs that Americans would do at less than half the salary? Or are the people here, now is the actual makeup of these H-1Bs a little bit different? Well, here's the thing. Some other rules have changed. So for the H-1B lottery, applicants for, just for scale, like right now, 71.5% of selected H-1B applicants, they have a master's degree or higher.
Okay.
Okay, meaning they are educated. I will say...
We would have to verify that master's so that it doesn't come from an Indian university.
I don't trust that number because there's a lot of fraud.
Yeah, see, there you go.
They're cracking down on that too, so that's good.
But in the previous cycle, it was only 57%, meaning only 57% of people even tried to fake a degree before. Now, we look at people who are applying, right? If you're talking about, hey, H1, it was designed to bring in the best and the brightest, brain drain. Right now, only 17% of those who are selected are in the lowest wage category. Before that, it was 28%. So let me ask you this. How could, when you look at H-1Bs before, 28% of them were in extreme poverty, and only 57% of them had the appropriate...
Sorry, how the fuck do you have high-skill labor in extreme poverty? That's an oxymoron. That means that your shit is not working as expected or as designed. You're not supposed to import high-skill labor at poverty rates. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about here?
Degrees. How could you possibly say that these people were filling the spots that no Americans were qualified to fill? It's been a scam. It's always been a scam. It was poor, stupid people coming into this country, doing your job for less, and making this country and the goods or services provided by the company they work for significantly worse. It's not a racism thing for people. This is why Americans are tired of this shit.
Listen, call it whatever the fuck you want. I want every Indian denaturalized and deported. I'm sorry, I'm too tired for fucking nuance. There's not a single fucking positive contribution that I've seen an Indian make in the last 15 years. And present company is likely also going to struggle with even giving me a single example. So I think we're all on the same page here for different reasons. You really got a spotlight after an Indian doctor installed a heart valve upside down, nearly killed his patient. I did hear about that, yes. People were trying to deflect, stating that he got his doctorate from Yale or Brown. That's not the flex that you think it is. It kind of just speaks to the overall deterioration of standards inflicted on us by the fucking Punjabi hordes.
You have something.
Like, listen, I dealt with Indian doctors. Most I will trust them to do is to order my labs, and even then I will still fucking double check them.
Product, goods or services you liked, and it's shittier. And then you find out why, oh, it's been outsourced. But more specifically, it's been outsourced to people who are dumb, who are poor, and so they will do the job for very little money, and they will do it insufficiently. The only thing that people care about.
And then they'll sell out your entire fucking database of private, sensitive information for $500 because $500 in whatever shithole they live in is a lot of fucking money.
About as cheap. And you're the one left to deal with it. Here's another rule
Who did that happen to recently? Was that Discord? Am I misremembering?
By the way, check the references. We make them available every show, 11 a.m. when we stream. Low-wage H-1B workers cannot stay in the United States while trying to convert their H-1B visa into a permanent, like a green card.
Good.
So if you're one of those H-1B workers who is low, which to me is just, it's an oxymoron. There should be no low-wage H-1B
zero.
workers.
Yeah, there you go.
None whatsoever. They have to go back to apply and come back. You're like, oh, yeah, but you know what? That's not cruelty. Hey, if this is the goal...
And fortunately, it also imposes an additional financial barrier for them to do that because they need to bag up all of their shit here, move back to fucking Indiastan or wherever they're from, and then they have to make financial allowances for moving back in the case of success. And moving countries costs a lot of fucking money. I'm not going to read that out loud, Dom. But I'm glad that you have your dinner plans set.
Golden ticket If this is the winning lotto ticket, the United States getting permanent residence, you know, a round-trip flight isn't all that much to deal with, is it? And Republicans did just propose a bill to eliminate H-1.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought of something else. I believe the commonly accepted abbreviation is BRB. But you have a good dinner.
H-1B visas as a pathway to a green card, meaning you can work, but that does not mean that you inevitably get permanent residence. So when people say that everyone is the same, absolutely not. The left, Democrats, want pathway to citizenship for every...
Just make sure to not Google BBL with people present who can see your screen is all I'm going to tell you.
Single person here, period. And the right says, we don't even think that people who are skilled workers should be guaranteed a green card if they're here on an H-1B. That absolutely should not be on the table. And here's the thing. I think this is actually... We never ran this, just so you know. You can hear my anger growing in this clip. We did a talking with people. And we did this because, change my mind, the security became just incredibly cumbersome to do. So occasionally we go, you know, if we run and gun and just talk, it's a lot easier to kind of keep secure. And I actually spoke with some... It didn't fit in, I think, with the subject of the video that we uploaded. I spoke with a couple of Indians in the United States about the United States. And just to be clear, I realize we've gone over time, so please click that button if you want to support, if you want to tune in, well, any other days going forward, because without your support, this whole thing is gone and everyone here is fired. Sorry, guys.
Oops.
Just being...
Dr. Disrespect is still around?
Being blunt, but you get 100% more show, everything ad-free, and all the creators that you see here. You can try it for $9 a month, or get in the club. Get this wonderful hand-etched Louder with Crowder and Rumble mug. We're going to show this to you. This is talking with people. I actually haven't seen this since we filmed it years ago, where the only answer from these Indian types, H-1B types, when you ask them what they love about America, is the opportunity.
I almost dropped this. I was trying to remember funny names for Indians, and I remembered a good one, but I can't say it out loud.
To take things from the country, not what do you love about the country or what are you contributing. And that's what really bothered me. Here you go.
If you were to work here, would you then consider yourself American?
No, that would be not. Like,
okay, so some Americans say then you shouldn't work there, unless you identify as an American.
That's not the case. Like everyone is eligible, like to work anything. Like if they're skillful enough, then they could work everywhere. It's not the nationality or
we have right to equality, right to the work here.
Sure.
So according to that, so I don't agree personally.
Well, fuck you.
Remember, Oni Dojo. The standard is, if I can beat you to death with my bare hands, you don't have an opinion worth listening to.
You had a
really found a perfect stereotype. Listen, stereotypes exist for a reason.
Smile on your face, Stephen, but you are not happy.
I'm like, yeah, no, you need to be American. Well, no, we have the right. What are you contributing? We have the right. What do you like about this country? The money.
He's bobbling his head.
What are you doing for us? The right. You're lucky I don't ball you like a piece of paper and throw you. Of course I'm not, actually. Of
course not.
They're very frail people.
Remember, the grip strength of an average Indian man is less than that of an average Slavic woman.
It's crazy his mouth looks like that, too, when you consider how many of his cousins have fake dentistry degrees.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
See, the problem is that a lot of his cousins are fucking married.
I won't even discuss it.
Beaten in tactical training by Chinese women. Not just beaten by Chinese women, beaten at the door bash exercise. I will never forget this. How they flailed with a full 5 to 6 strikes with a battering ram, and the Chinese female team just knocked it out with a 1-tap. It also cleared the fucking Texas Star faster.
But I'll talk about it after.
By the way, there's more to that.
Experience with an Indian doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I got a bad experience with an Indian dentist. I got a whole issue with a cavity.
Yeah, absolutely the fuck not. In no fucking circumstances. Like having work done on your teeth is unpleasant and scary enough on its own. I had to go in for a cleaning and they numbed like half of my fucking face, which I did not enjoy. In no universe would I ever allow a fucking Indian to inject hard fucking numbing agent into multiple spaces around my gums. Like that is such precise work done with the scariest fucking looking needle you can imagine. Absolutely the fuck never am I letting an Indian do my teeth.
Holy shit! You you still have so many of your teeth.
Yeah, they made a hole.
I've
and
never
put some in there.
Yeah. That's we will feel it.
They break the drill bit off in your mouth.
We feel it. Yeah.
I don't know what they did, but
Injecting butter in steak? Ew. What? But no. Just listen, American Wagyu isn't that expensive.
there's a whole
And it's not even that much fattier than just regular, like, I don't know, grass-fed ribeye. You don't need to inject butter into your steak, please. You can baste it in butter, but please don't inject butter into your steak.
It's complicated, but it sucks.
Yes, it does.
By the way, we are going to be posting the full exchange on X.
Oh, good.
So that was just an excerpt of the entire thing. So we'll post that.
It was just kind of incidental.
We never put it out on X. I don't
it
think
just didn't fit with anything because I was like, you know what? I want to have some questions answered.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me, like, these people don't care about this country. They don't get it. They still act like.
All right, we got the general gist of it. H-1B is bad, but fortunately H-1Bs are also falling off in numbers. You love to see it. Total JEET deportation and denaturalization right fucking now. I'm going to go refill my water. I'm going to go use the facilities. I recommend that y'all do the same. I am going to go to BRB and run a quick ad. Righty-ho, we are back. I'm going to rant for a little bit since we're on the subject of doctors. So I've seen an orthopedic surgeon today for the phantom mystery pain that keeps coming and going for my back. And I'm a little bit pissed because I have to do a lot of the heavy lifting for the doctor, in the sense that, like, all he can do is, damn, it sucks that it hurts. I guess I'm going to order some imaging. I mean, thanks, I guess. But at the end of the day, like, if the imaging shows that I actually have a bulging disc, then I'm going to have to go out of pocket to a peptide clinic because my fucking insurance doesn't really cover it, nor can he really direct me to have that done. At least, you know, as peptides currently stand in FDA's approval process, which kind of miffs me a little bit. Okay. Apparently Greg Doucette, also known as the second-hand backwash of the fitness industry, seems to have something to say about Brian Johnson. I don't know. Someone put this into the reacts, so we're going to react to this. This is going to be my raw reaction.
Most people get stuck in a sea of overwhelming misinformation, or they do nothing at all. If you're
That's kind of real and true.
not doing 150 minutes of cardio a week minimum, well, you're a lazy piece of shit and you don't deserve your time on this earth.
Kind of real and true. It's hard to disagree.
Coach Greg, in today's video, you're all exercising wrong, or so says Brian Johnson. You know, the multi-millionaire who thinks he's going to live forever. He's going to be talking about the 5 pillars that you need to incorporate in order to live longer than last time. Most people who exercise are doing it.
Can we just watch the original video without Coach Greg? Can I just watch the Brian Johnson video? Can we quickly try to look it up? I would rather just watch the raw video than reacting to a react, you know what I mean? Brian Johnson. There we go. You're exercising. He does have a channel. There we go. So probably something happening on his channel over there. 5 pillars of exercise and longevity. I'd rather just watch the original video.
Better now. 6 health essentials in every bowl.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ooh, that's rough. At least with Safe Light, you can get that fixed.
Of exercise, it's what combination of exercises keeps you alive the longest.
Brian X3 Fitness. Okay, he has his own fitness center. Nice. It's not good range of motion, my guy.
Bro,
you gotta keep those elbows tight to the body.
cardio kills gains. Everyone knows that. Yeah? Well, I got news for you, bro. Lifting makes you slow.
It's a good representation. It's nice that he's having fun with it. That's what I appreciate. It's funny when how should I put this? When a high resolution individual, someone like in the upper percentile for IQ and net life earnings, just decides to have fun. Like, I appreciate that we have a multimillionaire who just decided to become a fitness YouTuber.
Hush. Please. Both of you are spiritually misaligned. Actually, you're all a bit misaligned. Who are you?
I was hoping that he's going to tell them, you know what, you're all wrong.
If you didn't watch the last video, you're already behind. Shh. Young unks, if you want to live long, exercise is non-negotiable. In fact, regular exercise can reduce the risk of all-cause mortality by 31%.
And yet, only 3 people are consistently logging workouts in the Oni Dojo Hall of Achievement.
Damn, bro. Preach. But here's the problem. Most people get stuck in a sea of overwhelming misinformation. They hyper-focus on one form of exercise, or they do nothing at all. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me stop you there. That's for sure not any of us. Both.
You'd post more than if you spent more than 2 hours at home awake for work days. Listen, that's understandable, and you are one of the people posting, so you're still in the positive cohort, codename. I'm not going to bully anyone for their circumstances, but I also keep track of who posts what.
Come with a price. If you want the body that will carry you forward over the next several decades, you need the right information. Science-backed, data-driven, and simple enough to actually follow. Friends, these are the 5 Who are you talking to? God damn it. Shh. Friends, these are the 5 pillars of exercise for longevity. Now roll the tape. Pillar 1, strength training. Here are some of the false narratives. Lifting weights is only for bodybuilders. It will kill my endurance. It's dangerous and causes injury. I'm too old or weak to start. It makes you less flexible. Lift heavy only, no pain, no gain.
Well, I'm going to say your lifts should feel challenging, and that technically falls under lift heavy and sort of satisfies the requirement of no pain, no gain. Like if you're not feeling resistance, it's not really resistance training.
Truth is, muscle health is one of the strongest predictors of longevity.
Not only muscle health, so lean muscle mass is a direct predictor of your longevity. The more lean muscle mass you have over a lifetime, the better your all-cause mortality becomes.
So you're stronger, everything becomes easier.
A massive Swedish study of more than 1 million young men found that those in the weakest third had a 20 to 35% higher risk of premature death compared to the strongest. Muscle isn't just cosmetic, it's metabolic armor. It stabilizes joints, improves insulin sensitivity, supports bone density, and protects your body as you age.
Muscle isn't just about looking fit or being strong. It literally determines whether you can live independently in old age.
You want to be the oldest person in the gym, not the youngest person in the nursing home.
A simple guide. Aim for at least 3 strength building sessions per week. Focus.
See, I need to bump that up because currently between streaming and judo, I can only squeeze 2. And again, that's on me. That's a skill issue.
On compound movements that train the entire body. Push. Pull. Squat. Progressively overload the weight you use and/or the reps you do week over week.
Progressive overload.
Or the number of sets you do with the same rep range with the same weights, that's also acceptable as long as you're doing more work in the physical expression, which is weight that travels over distance. That's also an acceptable mode of linear progression.
Progressive overload.
Progressive overload.
Progressively overload.
Progressive overload.
Progressive overload.
Progressive overload.
You know you need progressive overload to keep driving progress.
Adding just a little bit of weight to the bar every single week, or adding a repetition, maybe 2.
There are apps available that will help you track progressive overload. Find one that works for you. Structure a routine, but the most important thing is build and maintain functional strength. Because strength today is independence tomorrow.
Well, I guess we're just on YouTube and Kick for now because the Twitch seems to be down altogether. Interesting. I'll go ahead and wait, is that a Twitch problem or is that a me problem? Seems to be a Discord problem as well. Let's see. Is there an outage that I am not aware of? Can I access Twitch from my phone? Twitch does not seem to be loading. Nope, Twitch seems to be fine. So that's probably a me problem. Huh. Update failed. Is that my ISP cocking up? Huh. Twitch is up again? Okay, thank you. Alright, I'm not sure what happened there. If it was a Twitch side outage or if that was just my ISP cocking up, but thank you for checking in. Alright, as we were. It's a good thing that didn't happen during a fucking match. Looks like an ISP getting weird stuff on Twitch and YouTube. Well, I reset my internet connection, so it should be fine now.
1 hour a day of strenuous exercise.
Guard your health. It's a precious gift.
A lot of stretching, a lot of kicking.
To walk, walk, walk. Exercise for life.
I actually need to do more stretching. I need to work on my mobility.
Zone 2 cardio is absolutely critical to our health.
Remember, Zone 2 cardio, while important, is not exercise. Doesn't count as exercise. You should do both. But Zone 2 cardio is not exercise.
2 is valuable. Zone 2 training has become incredibly popular. It is phenomenal for your heart health.
Here are some of the false narratives. Cardio kills your muscle gains. It's the only way to burn fat. The more you do, the better. It needs to be exhausting. Walking doesn't count.
You know, truth is, low intensity cardio, and specifically zone 2, is one of the best ways to extend lifespan.
This is exercise at a pace where you can still hold a conversation.
You got to start using the talk test while you're doing your zone 2 runs, because if you can't hold a conversation while you're running, you're not in zone 2.
Zone 2 improves mitochondrial function, the tiny power plants inside your cells. It trains your body to produce energy efficiently, burn fat effectively, and maintain metabolic health. A simple guide. Start today.
I wonder if my swimming technically conforms to being Zone 2. Because I usually go with a mild, like, breaststroke.
I personally aim for 150 minutes of Zone 2 cardio per week. Walking, jogging, cycling, swimming. And one of the easiest habits you can build, take a 10-minute walk after meals. It will improve blood sugar control, digestion, and keep your body moving throughout the day.
Use your muscles for 10 minutes. Your muscles are going to be using some of the glucose from the meal you just ate.
10-minute walk around the block can drastically reduce your glucose response.
Pillar 3, high intensity cardio. Specifically, zones 4 and 5 is an extremely important part of your cardiovascular health.
See, now this is exercise. This is something that should be intense enough in order to stimulate adaptations.
A pillar for longevity.
Alright, so most of my swimming is actually Zone 1 to Zone 2.
If low-intensity cardio builds the engine, high-intensity expands and tests the limits of that engine. Short bursts of high-intensity exercise dramatically improves VO2 max. VO2 max measures how efficiently your body uses oxygen during exercise.
And it turns out, VO2 max is one of the strongest predictors of longevity.
Improve your VO2 max, which is correlated with all sorts of important metrics related to health span, performance, and lifespan.
For each unit that you improve it, that is associated with a 45-day extension in life expectancies.
Higher VO2 max is consistently associated with lower risk of cardiovascular disease and death. Conversely, lower VO2 max is a powerful mortality predictor. In a large exercise treadmill cohort, adults in the lowest 25th percentile had about a 5 times higher risk of all-cause mortality compared with those in the top 2%.
So if your VO2 max is 60, walking 3 miles per hour is no problem for you. If your VO2 max is 20, that's going to feel pretty difficult.
The higher your VO2 max goes, the more it seems to preserve all-cause mortality.
I aim for 75 minutes of high-intensity cardio each week. Yes, that's a lot, but remember, I
need to do more sparring, realistically, because judo and other forms of sparring are probably the easiest way to get a lot of good high-intensity cardio in.
Where you can and build over time. When training in Zone 4 and Zone 5, your heart rate should reach about 80 to 90% of its maximum. The exact number will vary from person to person, but simple online calculators can help you find your personal training zones. Exercises might include sprinting.
This is why I like Whoops, because a Whoop sort of gauges your heart rate zones on its own based on your historic data, and then it's going to trace whatever exercises or workouts you're doing, and then it's going to give you ranges.
Cycling, battle ropes. One of my personal favorites, the Norwegian 4x4.
The Norwegian 4x4.
Oh, I love that.
Protocol.
Norwegian 4x4 is gold standard at the moment for improving VO2 max.
It's very good for beating the shit out of you, and it's not limited to running, although running is the purest application for a 4x4. I like doing it on heavy bags, so I'll like run 4 sets of 4 minutes with 4 minutes of rest. Just, going ham on the bag with as good of a technique as I can maintain.
The magical Norwegian 4x4 minute intervals were everywhere.
The Norwegian 4x4 interval training is one of the most effective ways to boost endurance, heart health, and VO2 max.
This is 4 minutes of high intensity zone 5 exercise, followed by 3 minutes of zone 2. Do 4 sets of these. The key indicator, you shouldn't be able to speak comfortably. Your heart and lungs should be working hard. As with all things Blueprint, measurement and data is everything. So for optimal results, wear a good heart rate monitoring device to ensure you're working within the correct zones. Pillar 4, mobility and flexibility.
What is mobility? It's the most important aspect of a functional human being.
Mobility is one of the keys to longevity in training.
Most people are lacking sufficient mobility in key areas.
Here's the false narrative. Stretching is optional.
Stretching is a waste of time.
But stretching's popularity is mostly undeserved.
It depends on what you stretch and how. Most of the foam rolling cock shit actually doesn't really do anything for you. However, there are important mobility drills that you should be participating in. Those have to do with hip mobility. Actually, it's one of the most important ones. Hip mobility and your general ability to hinge across major joints.
Stretching is a big waste of time.
The truth is, mobility determines how long your body stays functional. As we age, joints stiffen, connective tissue tightens, posture deteriorates, and simple movements become more difficult. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury and death in older adults.
This is why I really like martial arts, specifically striking and grappling, because it gives you a wide range of very complex movements that challenges your mobility constantly.
Mobility training protects your ability to move freely.
Being able to move freely will allow you to maximize your progress in anything you do.
You need both aspects of mobility and flexibility to create a good, well-rounded, flexible body.
Like, here's the thing, there's no such thing as being frail while being able to throw a high roundhouse kick towards someone's face.
A simple guide. Incorporate stretching and mobility work daily. Focus on the hips, spine, ankles, hamstrings, shoulders. It doesn't have to be complicated. 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a profound difference over time. Pillar 5, balance. Balance, you say? Balance is for babies, skateboarders, gymnasts. Why is this on the list? Well, my friend, because balance is possibly the most overlooked pillar of longevity fitness.
Metaphorically,
balance is a combination of your overall physical health, mobility, and your neurological coordination, or rather your neurological health, because staying coordinated in 3D space under shifting load is actually a very important function of our brain. So if you're unable to maintain balance in certain positions, this is actually a pretty good indicator of the fact that you are lacking either in neurological drive to maintain your balance, or you have certain deficiencies in affected physical areas such as joints and extremities.
Balance is one of the keys to a happy life, yet it gets massively overlooked in most of our training programs.
Everybody loses their balance from time to time.
time. I mean, how many times have you slipped or tripped, just not paying attention, and you've stumbled and tripped over yourself?
This is why I really like judo and jujitsu, because that actually trains you to fall in a way that's going to minimize injury, just because you do so much falling in like the natural process of training.
Balance is a powerful indicator of neurological health and aging. Research shows
did I not call it?
Who cannot balance on one leg for 10 seconds have a significantly higher risk of mortality. One study showed an 84% higher all-cause mortality risk among middle-aged adults. Balance reflects coordination, neuromuscular control, and brain health.
If your body doesn't know how to switch your core on and make your muscles work in the right order, you will fall over a lot.
A simple guide. Practice balance exercises daily. Stability drills. Yes.
I will typically try to do some kind of extended leg hold. So it's either in a side kick or in a front kick position. I will, if I'm feeling like it, I have a set of dedicated juggling balls on my bookshelf, so I'll walk past, I'll do a little bit of a juggle, and I usually try to enhance that by forcing myself to balance on one leg.
Slow, controlled movements. And my personal favorite, single leg stands. Try doing them with your eyes closed for as long as possible.
And remember, small efforts today.
With your eyes closed, that's fucking brutal, because our visual feedback is a big source of balance. So when you only have to rely on tactile information for balancing, it becomes a lot more difficult.
Create stability decades from now.
Friends, you don't need the perfect workout routine. You just need to start.
Choose one pillar and begin integrating it into your daily routine. In my personal protocol, I train for 6 to 8 hours per week. Each day I do 30 minutes of strength training, 30 minutes of cardio, with mobility, flexibility, and balance work layered in throughout the day. The most important principle isn't perfection or intensity, it's consistency. Exercise,
real and true,
should become a habit. Because movement isn't just about looking younger, it's about building a body to carry you forward for decades to come. Peace out, immortals.
It's a very, very positive message. I really like that. I don't really care for what Coach Greg has to say on the subject, because I generally don't care for his content. So we're just gonna go with that for right now. Yeah. And we're gonna play some Taimanin, because that was the winner of the poll. Let me pull it up. Taimanin squad. Probably need to log in because it's been a while since I've played on the PC client. Alright, let's see. Give it a second. I'm not sure I like the new loading screen. Alright, link successful. We can now move over to actually capture the game. Alright, I've already done my dailies for the day. Connection is unstable. Get the fuck out. You cannot do this to me, come on. I'll hide the screen just in case. What do you mean connection is unstable? Get the fuck out. There we go. There we go. Hopefully it's logged me in. Okay, we at the very least have indicators of our cooldowns being on reset, so... Alright, let me quickly go through my cooldowns. Which one of you? You're a permanent unit. You are also a permanent unit. I'm running out of throwaway units to level in the development chambers. I'm not using it to dogwalk any units. I just level them manually because I just get so many fast completion tickets now. Okay, the clan's cooldown stuff is set. Let me minimize myself a little bit. Let me move myself off to the side over here. Alright, that's much better. I don't like the fact that it's just reset my scene. There we go, that's much better. Who do I have on right now? I think I have Mirabelle. I'm gonna recreate my scene over here. Alright, character 2. I think I had Saika, or not. I have Rinko over here, and we can have Saika on the other side. Where is she? Wait, we have blue units available now? Oh, that's new. Ooh, okay, okay. We may be going for a themed approach here. Damn, look at her sporting that 50 cal. Hot damn, okay. EI stance. I'm given so many options now. Just one-handing that thing, hell yeah. I'd like to see her one-hand my thing. Oh god, I'm so gross. Where... like, these are not all of my bitches. They seem to be adding them gradually, I think. Let's see... we have Aina right over here. So the perfect short stack. Huh? I'm sorry, why do I have Sue unlocked? I don't have this character. The hell is going on here? Hello? Game, you are drunk. Well, I have him unlocked because I have him unlocked at some point, but I deleted him. Very, very confusing. Okay, but we don't have all of the blue characters just yet, so I'm gonna keep it like this. I think that's probably the best way to...
隊長殿、どうかそれがしがここに隠れておることはご内密に。民法風読み。
They also move around now.
私はここで待機することにするよ。
Huh?
何かあったら通信を入れてくれ。
Did I log into someone else's account? No, this is my account. What did I miss getting Sue? I forgot that I even had Sue Jindra. What? Wait, I got her out of an assembly box and then I just completely straight up forgot. Oh boy, I am suffering from success. Okay, because I even have all of her units already laid out. Like, do I have this character? What is going on here? Alright, but we have Spec Ops to play because I haven't played any Spec Ops. We have to top out the Venus branch, though. And who do we have to do that with is the real question. So my concern is that Micah doesn't really do a lot of good single target damage. She's more of a AoE character. So we're probably gonna replace her with Fuma. Because she has a damage buff and just does better single target damage overall. We're gonna keep these two, I think, and we need a healer, so we're gonna keep the Oni twins. Because I don't believe we have any other healers anyway in the Venus branch. So we're gonna see how this pans out. Alright, let's see. We can just go ham, I think. Let's see. Only one target remaining, Def Penetrate. Okay, we have that going. Performs burn and debuff explosions. We're gonna save that. Increase crit rate for characters' speed, increase turn of all debuffs. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna increase her natural debuff. Let's see if we have to use any of these skills. Target is offense type, but she's a balance type, so we don't get any kind of benefit here, just so it's just raw damage. You work best when there's a little bit more. So we need to stack at least another debuff here. Okay, too early to heal, but we can get a shield. Sophie and Yuffie are so unpleasant to deal with when they're bosses in Taimenen, rather in action Taimenen. Alright, you don't have any debuffs to exploit yet. We're gonna deal with that a little bit later. Okay, now we have 3 debuffs stacked. What the hell is that title? Just a second, let me take a look at that. Small bust equal forgettable? I mean, no lie detected. Let's see. We're gonna heal on the next turn. Because we need to heal when this ability is on cooldown, because anything that's below 50% just gets blown the fuck up. I haven't figured Aina out just yet. Alright. There's a double attack. Do a regular attack. Alright, we heal. Snake Lady might eat shit on this one. Alright, not dead, which is good. We don't have anyone who can block debuffs, sadly. Alright, you're nearly dead. Snake Lady might be the weaker link here. Alright, get a shield going. Why did no one else get a shield? Oh, this is not looking good. Okay. We are gonna need to rebuild the stack here. Because we're within punching distance, but we're just gonna get one tapped on the next turn. Yeah, this is not great. I think we just need to kill it faster, which is either a stat product issue or just a build issue. I'm not quite sure yet. Alright, it's a wash. Let's exit combat and figure this one out. I don't think I have Venus type buffs set that high at all. Yeah, they're kind of moderately leveled. I haven't invested a lot into Venus type. So what we're gonna do, we are going to... Is there someone we can pull from the... Let's see. The character has speed down, damage is increased by 10%. Runs towards enemy, inflicts feint to the other character and target. Well, feint doesn't affect bosses, so kind of useless. Inflicts 21% speed down to all enemies at 99% chance. The character also gains 20% down. Okay, so it's like a self-debuff kind of situation, so not exactly viable. What are we looking at for you? Inflicts defense down a 20% chance on every regular attack, plus the buffs the chance over here. Taunt. Taunt does not affect bosses, but it does give her 40% defense up. Strikes the ground, attacking all characters. If target has def down, performs 100% def penetration. So being a rare character, her base stat product is not going to be that high to begin with, which is my primary concern. Ingrid has a 1500 attack. Realistically, I just need to restock. I need to restack Ingrid just based on... Like, this is dog shit. This is not workable. She doesn't even have secondary modules. I've been neglecting this character. Let's see... Taunt, not useful. Reduces turn gauge on hit. If attack has burn, performs an additional attack 2 times. Debuff explode. Okay. Target is inflicted with burn, 95% chance. HP is less than 50% unless inflicts weaken. Target's SPD is higher than the character's damage dealt. Increases based off of the difference. Oh, okay, and she doesn't have any speed buffs, so she is by default slower. Let's see if I can't craft some modules for her. She's what, Venus, right? We can spend some generic units. There we go. Let's just go one apiece for now. And module beta. Alright, baseline rare 4 stars, that's not tragically bad. Alright, set you up over here, that's defense, that's fine. HP, also not a bad addition. What's happening in Arena, by the way? 134 defense, nice. What is my def team looking like? Actually not great. Actually not great. We can put up a bigger dick defense team, I think. Just gonna go for this. Let's update that defense team a little bit. 145 CP, like make it respectable. Let's see if we can't clutch some of these defense runs, though. I feel like with raw attack we can get away with it depending on the speed with which his Mirabelle can get out an attack. Speedy 98. Thank you for... See... Oh, okay, so it's higher than mine. What about Shirayuki? 82. She can fuck me up pretty badly, actually. Because I don't think I have anyone who's, You know, fuck it, we ball. Let's go. Mirabelle is a disgusting character. I say that as someone who actually runs her. Okay, we have our disabled active skills, which is not an issue on the first turn anyway. You're not supposed to burn them on the first turn. Accuracy down, that's not too scary. I'd probably be more afraid of you, actually. Oh. Alright. They all get a crit rate up. I don't like that. What the fuck? Okay, we have 2 casualties. Let's see if we can take this back. Alright, we have freeze on all of the important characters. Alright, let's see if we can clutch this up. Yeah, I might get shit on for this. Losing my own Mirabelle was kind of fucking rough. Oh god, and she has bleed on her too. Women bleeding at every opportunity. Okay. That's gonna hurt. Ooh, that's not great. You are very dangerous to me. Now we're gonna eat shit. I don't know what happened to the, you know, to the damage limit for the first round. God, I hate playing without a defensive character. Yeah, eat shit. There's a defense match anyway. Yeah, I don't like playing without a defense character, but now because every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a fucking Kirara, she's now on the ban list for this season, which I really hate. See your defense team. It's tempered defense team. That's okay. I don't like that this is in front of the stack. Kind of deprives me of the ability to grief. Because that's a buff block. And a debuff block on Shiranui. How fast is his Shiranui? Speed 93. Everyone's fucking mid-maxing speed. That's kind of disgusting. Increase all speed in arena by 12%. I already ate shit just now. Let me think about this one deeply. I could try going raw with no defense whatsoever, and that would probably not be a great idea. I'm trying to think if... You do not have the ability to... Oh, category? Thank you. Alright. Taimanin Squad. There it is. Thank you for reminding me. We'll figure this out as we go. And Mirabelle is still going to be a serious damage dealer. Let's go as is. Let's focus on killing them faster than they can do something. I am most concerned about you. Yeah, she does that. Buff block is a dirty fucking move. Alright, it does a little bit of damage. Of course she goes for the fucking buff and debuff block. Okay, so we've got nothing to block damage for right now. Alright, big swing across the bow. That is fine. We're gonna go here. You have debuff block on, so we're just gonna go raw damage. More raw damage because debuff is blocked. Just pepper and damage across the board. Okay, have her burn the heal, that's fine. Oh, that's unfortunate. Which way are we going? Immobilize on the Rakshasa, okay. Whoa, okay. And they're still on debuff block. Okay, yeah, this is a wash. Aoi going first is fucking diabolical because I can't even shield up with her. Alright, let's claw back some points. We can't leave this like that. Fortunately, I have enough gold to reroll for the entire day until I get a positive matchup. Alright, let's start with you. Up, and I dropped my phone. Let's try to max out. See, this is how she's supposed to operate. You give her her best in slot weapon, and then she just farms free wins. That's how she's supposed to run. Oh, hell yeah, I'm taking that free W. I don't know who set their defense team to be like all level 1s, but I'll collect that. Alright, back to matchmaking. We're gonna spend all of our arena tickets because I need that for a daily task. 150 all greens. I'm gonna pass up on that one, thank you. This should be interesting. Also running a Shirayuki with a 79 speed. So, and with a Wedding Asagi, who can hypothetically revive if I ever let her take a turn. It should be spicy. Just gonna go ahead and deplete your health. Target you. Just get a general sense of how soft the targets are. Okay, Nagi does peanuts in damage. Okay, first turn debuff, not only 9 random damage. Waste the ultimate, good. Someone does not have their autoplay tactics set. Because on Asagi, you want to use that as late as possible. Okay, accuracy down, and now y'all get frozen. Okay, 3 out of 4. That's not bad. What the hell is this? Should you make a clip of me? Oh god. Alright, let's see. We need to talk about good publicity and bad publicity. We're gonna need to have like a tone of voice sensitivity training masterclass. Alright, let's key. Actually, let's refreeze you. Ah, almost dead. That's fine. Just not let you move around. You're taunted. I don't really give it. I'm going to start you to DEI white fragility classes. No, it's more of a media training, you know, optics control kind of thing. Alright. We close out pretty much for free. Wedding Asagi is scary. That's the wedding one that Seku did get her. He didn't get the reroll. The event gacha had, I think, well, it had technically infinity number of rounds, so he was on round 11, same as me. When you get repeats of legendary characters, well, just of any characters, your repeats are used to level their skills. So where's Wedding Asagi? So I have her skills at level 1, level 5, and level 3 respectively. It means that I got 8 repeats to level these additional levels. Actually, not 8. Talking out of my ass, 6 repeats is what I got. That's why you generally want to farm repeats, especially with legendary characters, because they are difficult to roll. Especially if it's like an event-limited character, or if it's an event banner character. There are legendary skill books, but they're very expensive. Granted, these characters are going to be in the regular banner eventually. I kind of want you to not do your shit. I think I need to buff Rakshasa to do a guaranteed taunt. In order to prevent this from happening. See, because now they have their debuff blocked. I'm not a very happy camper about that happening. Because now Mirabelle is basically useless, and Shirayuki is basically useless. Because they all have debuff blocked. I'm gonna keep you alive for now. whittle away at some of the shielding. Hopefully Yukikaze doesn't give me electrocute. Okay, no electrocutes, good. Is the mad scientist guy from Ingrid's game in this at all? Remind me of the name of the guy, because I don't think he... I think I know who you're talking about, the one who ran the cloning program. He's not in this one, but he's in the campaign for Action Taimanin. One of our OVA series that captures her wants to kill Edwin Black. You're gonna have to give me a name. Wonder if this works. Ah, it doesn't count as a kill for her. That's too bad. I forget the name of him, but it's some angsty fucking nerd. No, he's not in this one yet. The story is somewhat divergent. It's very difficult to keep track of the damn stories between the Taimanin games because there are, like, different timelines and whatnot. They're all, like, visual novel-style what-ifs. Alright, I think I have a couple more left to hit the daily. Yeah, you're workable. I think right now we only have the core cast plus original characters, and they'll likely just start introducing variants. Hiryu Sabato. I think he's not in this one yet. But I think he's in the Action Taimanin game. I'm not concerned about her blocking my buffs. Oh no, she didn't give me confusion. She did not? Okay, good. I need to level Oboro more, but she requires a lot of investment. Like, you need to grind Arena a lot to get anything out of her. Okay, good. We're gonna do this. Kurenai is still standing. We're gonna correct that real quick. Soften you up. I really like Freeze. Freeze is such a disgusting ability. And very few people are willing to invest into Shirayuki to that extent. The IMBD for Ingrid has no parental advisory, tempered to market as G-rated for... Do not! Listen, the less the normies know about the Taimanin franchise, the better. It's very difficult to gatekeep as is, and thankfully Taimanin is one of those franchises that it's at least willing to gatekeep. So let's leave it as is. Collect my free turn. The new turn on every kill is actually a disgusting fucking ability. I'm not sure if I should focus on giving her more crit damage or if I should focus on giving her more speed. Because a speed-based, high damage, high crit damage rather, Mirabelle would probably be fucking disgusting. Like, that sounds like a nightmare scenario. What do I have her built out as now? She is... Okay, crit damage for all allies is buffed on. So she's a 3-time attack buff. Right? And I could probably forego these 2 slots. And let's see, none of them are speed, right? Yeah, none of them are speed. Some of them are attack. So we can go shield, attack and shield betas, and we can replace them with total damage. Or we can keep the total damage up and replace 4 slots with speed ups. She already has some speed up slots, I think. Not sure on which ones though. Okay, just the one. So we pretty much have free reign as long as we don't touch the legendary core over here. We replace this, this, and this with speed. So she goes first. At high enough speed, you technically get to take 2 turns. So we could make her pretty disgusting. Or we can go for a softer variant with just upping her crit damage. Because she auto-buffs her crit rate as is. I don't believe I have any crit damage cores laying around. Let's play around with it. If we roll a high-grade core, so beta, shield, and offense. Let's see... Power core beta... Let's roll... We can roll a couple. Okay, and shield, right? Let's also roll a 2 for... Okay, so not terribly tempting in terms of overall stats, but at least comparable to what she currently has. So we have attack 16, crit resistance and evasion, and we have, okay, native speed boost though. So maybe we can offset not having a dedicated speed button. We can at the very least do that by having this, and we're going to upgrade this all the way to 6. I say all the way, it's like barely up. And then we're gonna overpay for the guaranteed rolls. It's not like I'm doing anything without gold anyway, so... There we go. And we replace this... compare, we got attack and evasion, so crit resistance is kind of meh. Defense and crit resistance, or crit resistance and crit rate. Crit rate is probably better for her. Which one gives a bigger boost? This kind of gives a bigger boost, I guess. Do we have the materials to roll another one? I kind of dislike what I rolled here. We do. Crit damage... Guaranteed high quality core. 5-star. Okay, now we're cooking with propane. Let's see. Also crit resistance and crit rate. God, you suck. The previous one is probably a little bit better too. Okay, let's go for this one. Yeah, this is probably better. So we're gonna equip that. And we're gonna upgrade to the gills. Maybe one of the unlocked skills is going to be a little bit better. I would prefer to see something like a raw attack stat. Okay, speed bump. Not entirely opposed to that. That's actually pretty good. Oh boy, she's now top 3. Oh, that's scary. Oh, that's gonna be terrifying. Let's go and test that on someone real quick. Let's get a softer target if you don't mind. For 110. You look like you could put up a bit of a fight. I don't like the Resurrection Asagi. Speed 87, speed 93, speed 93. So, these two do a lot of damage. I don't like going in just raw. Let's try it. Let's see if Mirabelle can abuse them with her newfound damage stack. Okay, you're still the fastest. Okay, we whittle away at you because I don't want you resurrecting anything. Let's deprive you of the ability to do anything. I guess by just killing you, that also works. Should not have clicked. That's fine. Okay, he blows the ultimate out of the gate. Okay, first round debuff in play. We go for this because we are operating at partial damage. Yeah, he's going off of default tactics. Oh, yeah, and they're... This is actually... This is good. This is good. This is good. This is not cope, I promise. Just look. We freeze the pack. We just do damage to you. Like this. That's fine. That's just the tip. We collect the next return here. We collect damage here. Now, we use our freshly buffed Mirabelle. And she doesn't do shit. That's unfortunate. Alright, freeze that bitch. How does fucking Shirayuki do better damage numbers than Mirabelle? Alright, I'm not cracking the code here. Let's try that one again. I guess her base crit rate is kinda shit. 94. We can play with that. We can work with that. Anything sub 100 should be doable. Straight for you. You're not really dangerous, so there's not really a reason to give you taunt. Okay, blows the ultimate. Interesting that it seems to be the meta to give her the scythe that steals immortality. It's probably an anti-Murasaki build. Another member of the Fuma harem. Alright, still on the first round debuff, that's fine. Alright, she just blows the ultimate to do nothing, that's fine. Everyone gets frozen. Okay. Fucking cotton candy gremlin survived. Let's kill you. Okay, didn't quite kill, that's fine. Ooh, okay. A little butt puckering. Let's try to cash out. Okay, good, we're cashing out. Now we finally get our crit buff. And let's go for you. Evaded on the last hit, that's fine. Let's keep you. Let's actually keep you around. Refreeze. Stack damage. Asagi is probably the most dangerous one out now. That's fine. Oh no, she gets a repeat turn. But she only gets one of those. It's fine. We do this. Okay, good. Freeze. We stack damage over here. Get a free kill here. And we try to stun you. No stun. That's fine. We still have 2 DPS. Rather, 1 debuff and 1 DPS active. And you die. Rakshasa is actually busted in half. I should probably reconsider my build on her too. Alright, but we did our daily. We get 20 randomized pieces of stuff. We're actually getting close to building a Mari. Do we have anyone assembled? Yeah, very close, like a single 20 pack. I plan to get the limited time step up anyway. And where is it? There it is. Oh, it doesn't give any Mari though. That's too bad. Well, she's in the daily packet anyway, so. But I'll probably be buying up like 4 steps of this. And that's about it. Alright, special ops. Let's see if we can do something with Mercury, because we're way down on Mercury. Just to an unacceptable rate, honestly. I need to quickly pop you to grade 3. I have entirely too many of these fucking tickets. If I could combine these into a stage 3 ticket, that would be so useful. Quickly buy up the cash shop. Huh. No, it's just a 4-star. How are we doing for tokens, actually? 300 tokens, we can buy some recruitment tickets. Some would say that it's not a good use of tokens. I say it's arena, it's almost free anyway. So, and it's valuable to keep spinning this because you get a legendary character every 100 pulls. Right, as we were. Mercury. Who do we have on Mercury? Preferably doing green damage. Azusa is not a great fit here. Let's replace you. What do we do with you, though? Your stats are kind of trash. And we don't have cores for you either. Why do you even have a fucking crit damage core? Who did that to you? You now have just a pure damage build. There we go. I say that as if I'm not the one who was equipping this character. Let's see... We can do a regen build, I guess. Not really something I would go for, but sure, why not? You're already in better shape. So speed, that's a crit damage. This is fine. Should we do crit damage on her? Let's do crit damage on her, what the hell. It's not like this is... Anything we put on this character is going to be an improvement anyway. There we go. Mildly better, I think she was somewhere around here. And... I kind of want to keep Asagi as a support character because she can respawn on ultimate, but given the typing, like, she might actually eat shit before she gets to respawn. Healing over time to all allies except self. Revives fallen allies at 30% of their HP. See, like, getting revived at 30% HP is probably not terribly useful here. So I'm gonna risk it here and go for this build and see how it pans out. Maybe I just need to 5-star one of the rare girls that I'm running. That's also a possibility. Six-starring mask time and it would probably be kind of overkill. Okay, we're gonna buff. Let's see. Hack the enemy. If the target has bleed, steal one random buff. She has no buffs. If target has bleed, each bleed increases damage by 10%. Then let's do something that does bleed first. Bleed debuff explode. Causes bleed at 5% chance. Let's go for a basic attack first. What does this do now? Defense up. Quickly slashes at the enemy, grants defense up after the attack. Okay. That's right, I gave her a bespoke weapon. It's also a hard buff. This is when enemy dies, fills 20% of turn gauge. Great, it's a boss, she doesn't die. Quickly slashes at the enemy 8 times, performs shield penetration, doesn't have shields, targets less than 50%, active skill disable. I don't think... See, I think they need to rework the bosses to be afflicted by certain states, because you can't active skill disable as of right now. You can't taunt, like, you can't do anything. And that makes a good 2/3 of the cast pretty fucking useless when you're dealing with boss characters. Still not a single bleed. This is a status removal. We're gonna save that for next turn. Okay, 7,000 in raw damage, sure. And, like, the thing is, I also have absolutely zero synergies with anyone here. Okay, next turn we do status removal. Okay. We survived, that's already an improvement. We've actually chewed through most of her health bar. Okay, we healed off. We're probably gonna take casualties anyway. Because this. I don't think I have the time to fuck around with a crit rate. I just need to kill that thing as fast as possible. Because it's gonna heal on the next turn. I'm trying to think who's not pulling their weight here. And she heals. No, fuck this. No, we need to run a different stack. Someone is not pulling their weight. That's probably you. We do just have a straight up healer who's a neutral type. So it's a question of, do we try to survive longer or do we try to kill her faster? Let's try Azusa. And see if she... Well, what do you do, actually? Fires a powerful laser beam. When defeating an enemy, doesn't apply. Gain 40% attack up before attack, okay. Target is inflicted with 40% death down at 5% chance. For 2 turns. On each one of the 6. Aha! It would be funny to equip her with a debuff build. Alright, let's try to run this with Azusa. Maybe despite the type mismatch, Azusa can just carry on raw stats. I think I have all of the named characters. It's hard to imagine that I'm missing any Mercury greens. Okay, what do you do? Healing over time and power up. What's power up do? Reduce damage taken by value, okay. Stack raw damage on this bitch. I really like Azusa's design. Just visually, her design language is very cool. Like, despite being one of the rare fully clothed Taimadan characters, hers is one of my favorite designs. Okay, we're gonna get a bit of a rattling. Kurenai is a very strong damage dealer, but the question is, do I really... do I need to 6-star her? Because, like, my blue stack is already fairly strong. Like, I'm very heavy on the blue teams. Alright, you save our heal for next turn. I love how optimized the game is. It runs so pretty. Even on my phone, it runs very pretty. Okay, collect our damage. Oh, you bitch. I also just generally like the exalted swordsman archetype. Like the sword saint, rather. We were watching Sentencing Crowd Nonsense. Kersha blurted out something that explains a few things. She saw someone who actually has the same bust size as her mother. Please elaborate. I'm not quite aware of the implications. Is there a cabal of generously endowed women manipulating events in the background that I'm not aware of? And does that imply involvement from the Aryan Brotherhood? Proportionally, that thing... It's what snared a good boy like her dad, and it's understandable, honestly. Also, that fucking thing healed. We didn't kill it fast enough. Fuck. Okay. Change of plans. I guess we still need to run a fucking healer, then. Just to keep stacking consistent damage on that thing and just to outlast it. The Sword Saint archetype is I really like Azusa because of that. Like, because she is the Sword Saint archetype. Even, like, story-wise, she's Rinko's senior. She's her senpai. And I believe she's also part of the Itoryu tradition. But I really like the way she's designed, like, very, very tasteful. The barely visible open back, you know, the aristocratic paper white pale skin. What does this do? If character's HP is 80% or more, crit damage increased by 7.5%. Instead of a slow self-heal that wastes a whole fucking turn. What's the baseline? Speed up attack 40. For a 4% attack buff. Maybe I need to revert her to the default weapon. Can I develop this? I wasn't checking how many blueprints I even have. I think I needed this for something, or do I? Do I need this for something or anything? I'm not using Yukikaze just because I don't appreciate lollies as a concept. Like, you give her a fat ass, that's great, but I'm still not using her. Anemone, probably same. What do you do? Burn at 15% chance, heal reduction 10% chance. That looks just like a straight up full up upgrade, honestly. Probably the best use. Vulnerable to poison, immobilize debuff. Pretty much the same. Poison, sleep and poison. I'm gonna build this one, just because I can, and I don't have a better use for that blueprint. Gonna equip that later. We were looking at Venus, right? We do not have any fucking Venus blueprints, nor are there any weapons for us to build. That is unfortunate. Oh, why are we not looking at all, though? Ah, probably because we were looking for Azusa's weapon. There it is. We're short on blueprints, and the axe for Murasaki kind of takes priority over building that. Alright. Maybe we need to stick to the default one, actually. Like a 4% drop in attack for a 40% attack buff in a situation where we need to max out attack. Let's try that. Let's try going with the default. Oh, I switched out Azusa. Never mind then. You take your special equipment weapon back. Alright, let's try it like this. Yeah, there are several characters that you can term as sword saints. So that's Rinko, Akiyama Rinko, Kikuchi Azusa, one of the Fuma girls, Fuma Aki. I forget the names of the other ones, there's quite a few. Okay, buff crits. Just dump the primary damage source. 22 grand, okay. Collect buffs. What does Cecilia do, though? Gives out candy to allies. Okay, it's just a blanket heal. So we'll go basic attack for now. I really hate that attack. It does entirely too much damage. Not even a crit. Maybe I should stop wasting my turn on that. Basic attack for 5 grand. Stay here. Okay, and we do a big heal after this one. Single crit. Okay, I'm gonna stop wasting my turn on trying to buff crit rates. Because obviously she's not delivering crits fast enough. Okay, you go for basic attack. Okay, heal across the board. She flashes us, that doesn't feel nice. We did get her below 50%. I refuse to accept that Mask Taimanin is the weakest link because she at least does numbers and damage. Okay, remove debuffs. Select heal. Even if it's a self-heal, that's fine. Very close to death, but because we don't have debuffs, we can work with that. Okay, 11,000 on you. 12,000, 15,000. See, Mask Taimanin is doing work. She's definitely not the outlier here. You are kind of the outlier, but you are a support character. Maybe I need to get her better cores, now that I think about it. Does nothing, the heal is kind of small too, and she targets... And she heals off now. Okay, so we're about 20% short of doing lethal damage to that thing. So that's probably what? That's another damage dealing character plus not wasting a turn trying to fish for Kurenai's non-existent crits. Let's try to ride this out, maybe we can squeeze out a win anyway. How much do we do? Okay, well 10%, that's fine. Slap you here. We're probably gonna take another casualty, and that's okay. But we kill her on the next turn. Unless she just wipes my entire squad. Motherfucker. Let's try to eke it out. Alright, alright. And Masked is gonna kill. Because she doesn't have a debuff. There we go. Okay, so at the very least, we got some points on the board. See, I really want them to be able to do those animations when they're in the home screen. That would improve the experience by so much. Can I not do that, actually? Let me check. Let's see. Character. Let's replace you with Saika. Oh, okay. She doesn't do the full animation. Does she do it from idle? Okay, so she does a warm-up. Wait, what do they do in sleep, though? Nothing. Understandable. What do they do off of running? Okay, seems to be a work in progress. Get banned, Clanker. See, like, the thing with Saika is that it's very difficult to position her to, like, show off the best side of her, which is her cheeks. Who did we have here? I forgot. And you here. Well, let's keep it uniform. Really like that Tifa reskin? How dare you? How dare you bring your fucking Final Fantasy fan normie slop into a stream about the most cultured game ever? What are you, a Street Fighter fan? Tifa could never. Let's see. We actually bought a weapon for that one, right? Let's see. I feel like I need the 6-star mask realistically, just because she does numbers. You're a 4-star though. Aoi, damn, a 6-star Aoi would be diabolical. That's what I was thinking of. Mikoto. Now, she looks nice too, but unfortunately not available for home screen just yet. There you are. Weapon. There you go. Let's substitute your weapon. I wonder if it no, it doesn't display a different weapon here, sadly. Alright, we were doing what? Mercury? Well, we can do a number of things. We can try to eke out a full 3. More of a Biken boy for Final Fantasy VI doesn't register because it's more of a Record of Lotus War kind of thing. Classic Amano, less post-90s cheesecake. See, like, we have more... you know what? Saika is actually closer to Biken than she would be to Tifa, because her legs are prosthetic. Alright, let's see. We can probably do some just on-the-fly improvements for you, because your cores are fucking trash, actually. Let's see. We can swap this for an attack core. We can swap this for an anything else core. It's already an attack core, but a fucking weak one. Accuracy core. I don't know why, but sure. What does this do? 30%, plus 30% attack for 2 turns at the start of a round. At the start of each round? So that's just a flat? Okay. Biken's super move, gun. It's the best super move there is. Alright, attack and defense. Let's swap this out here. That accuracy buff was doing nothing for anyone. So we have 3 attack cores. Swap this for a crit damage core. Evasion, speed, crit damage, crit... equip this. Let's... You really don't need a health buff, do you? Or unless she scales off of health. There's one random buff. Grants the 40% defense. Okay, so she does not scale off of any of these. So we can just freely remove these, and then we're looking at alpha offense, rather beta offense, beta power core rather. Damn it, I do not have a matching core for this. I mean, probably anything is going to be better than whatever the hell she's holding on to now. I don't have the... Yeah, I don't have the polishing tools. Let me think. We can grind polishing tools a little bit, I guess. But we would have to do that because I don't have any tickets left. Okay, let's grade you up. Do we have any 3 stars that are not level 30 yet? Although the dog-walked ones, specifically, the ones that are sacrificials. I'm seeing a no. I'm seeing a no on this front. Okay, we actually don't have any 3 stars packed away, so we need to level some of those. And we have, who do we have to level anyway? We have a couple of Shirayukis. Okay, and we have a Kaoru. This barely gives experience. If we were to dog walk them, we would do that here. Let's see, go full. Okay, you're okay, you're... Wow, actually, you're still a 3 star, and you could be leveled. Let's see if I have any fodder to stuff into you. Oh, I have actually some XP chips, so I can just get that for free. Okay, we grade you up with the throwaways. So we have another 4 star ready. How many 4 stars do we have now? Quite a bit, actually. So, what we can do is we can produce another 5 star off of the current build. Just a second, I'm mid-maxing my build here real quick. We should probably level one of these two. Fuck it, you're free anyway. Okay, that puts us, I think, at 2 extra 5 stars. Or 3, actually 3. And 0 tickets. We're working with. Okay, so we have 3, so we need 2 more. We need to upstar 2 more 4 stars, and we have those level 40 we have those level 40s. We just don't have enough 3 stars to feed into them. Right? Yeah, we have. So we need to upstar these 2, which means we need to get. It's the whole thing. Never mind. Not doing this right now. Special ops. Let's just continue down the regular path of progression. Now that we don't need to bother with the lower stat variants, we can just go ham. Let's try this. Phone is going off. Why is my phone going off? Just a second, I need to check something. Okay. See, the intermediary stages are actually pretty trivial compared to the boss stage. I don't know what compelled me to keep that particular unit. But I decided to keep it. It's a mystery as to why I decided to do that. Would be funny if she had some kind of synergy with Mirabelle. We're just gonna raw dog them with ults. Alright, let's go next. Probably a faster way to rip through these. Yeah, still kind of weak. I like that they've added the point that if you max out, if you 6-star a common, like, non-named character, you get a legendary skill book. I think that's a very nice touch. It gives you a reason to even bother with the mob characters. The problem is, now I actually need to dog walk a full set of mob characters. Oh, you do max damage to no one. Okay. Just dump the ult and call it a day. I've yet to roll any of these. You're a simple creature, you see cute tiger girl, you start ignoring everyone else. No, I have my golden set of hoes. Like, I'm sorry, the tiger girl is not outshining Mask Taimanin. Look at those jiggle physics, and she's turned away from the camera. Carla's probably gonna be a hoot and a half to play too. Alright, let's swap you out and actually get someone who does numbers in. Let's get you. Honestly, I could have just auto-battled these. Homura probably wipes the entire third set. Not entirely sure, but almost sure.
風のごとく貫く。さて、そろそろ私の出番か。
Never mind. We just never get to her.
そろそろ私。さっさと片付けるわよ。さあ、子供はお眠の時。
Alright, question is, what do we do with the boss? We're no longer restricted by type because the last boss of a skill tree is always a balance type, so that we're at the very least not restricted from running Azusa. So that's good. See, like, he is supposedly like a very strong healer type, but then that would require me to run men on my team, and I really don't want to. Like, I've been avoiding that for dear life this entire time. Like, I'll throw him a bone, like, here, have some stars and some skill points. Like, what do your skills do? On turn start, grant all allies power up, that's kinda cool. Summon a wind that reduces debuffs for 1 turn, healing over time, 7%. Summons a wave restoring HP for 1 affected ally. Like, hey, you're not even a good healer, realistically. Like, damn, bro. Like, you suck. Not only are you a male on stream, you're not even that good. How dare you? Bump you out. Are all green Oni just massive cocks? Listen, I don't want to come off as racist, but there's a reason why he's not red, okay? Despite making up only 30% of all Onis. Although I struggle to think of another green Oni in media. How many people are playing Taimanin to look at the monster guy? Well, I mean, parts of the monster guy usually appear in most media that has to do with Taimanin, just not the entire monster guy, if you know what I mean. Ingrid and Astaroth are particularly horrific about that. Like, that's why you never, without foreknowledge, you never blindly unlock the intimacy event for Astaroth or Ingrid. Because it's always something extremely bad. Like, invariably. So far, I've found Kurenai to be, like, the safest option of them all. Because 9 times out of 10, it's just, you know, sex and mostly the missionary position for the purpose of procreation. Kirara is usually also good. Kirara, Asuka, and Kurenai, usually the safest bets for unlocks. Like, you have the best odds of unlocking the H scene and not be horribly traumatized by what you're seeing. The Taimanin's victory pose are so fucking deliberate? Of course. Listen, the developers are very well aware of what they're doing. You think they just decided to give bigger tits and ass to, like, every character compared to action for no reason whatsoever? Alright, let's think here. We can go top of the line for damage. I would probably now swap Homuro for Asagi. Yes. Let's try this. I'm not sure this is going to work on the first try. Because usually it's a bit rough attempting the highest level challenge without a healer, or without having characters that just do disgusting amounts of damage. Which Kurenai supposedly is that? I've yet to see her deliver so far. Alright, 20 grand. Pretty
そろそろ
okay.
私の出番か。切り刻む。
20 grand, okay. Off of an ult, I would like to see them do a bit more, but that's
子
okay.
供はお眠の時間においしい。
15 grand, not
これ
great.
が私たちの晴れ舞台ね。
What do you do? Def up for all characters and give counterattack.
この幸せを。あら、気がするわね。
Okay, we collect a free 6,000 damage, sure.
そろそろ私の出番。
Let's give you a passive heal.
さっさと片付けるわよ。
It's gonna carry you over for a bit. 10 grand, sure. You're just gonna do damage.
これが私たちの晴れ舞台。受け取りなさい。
We do regular attack because we could potentially lose people in a couple of turns. Actually, we're definitely losing Mass 10 the next one.
そろそろ私の出。行くぞ。
Alright. I just want to generally gauge what we're short on. Do we lack survivability or do we lack survivability and damage output?
これが私たちの晴れ舞台ね。受け取りなさい。花向けよ。
Okay. Mask Timon goes down.
さて、そろそろ私の手。
We do raw damage.
行くぞ。
We do raw damage. Okay, we're unlikely to go below 50%.
私たちの晴れ舞台。花の祝
Let's
福
rip
と
the
共に
ultimate.
最高の幸せを今。花の祝福を。
She needs that in combination with someone. On its own, the revival, like, you see, yeah, okay. We're not even below 50%. We're not doing enough damage. We're not doing enough damage. So this is a build problem. But at the very least we can farm. It's gonna. Oh, damn it! That's the wrong shit. We're doing Mercury. It's a good thing that I have spare tickets. Alright, this is what? Mercury. Research. Mercury. So not even nearly enough damage. We're way behind on health and defense as well, by the way. So let's go draw 60 from here. So we bump defense. What do we need for this? We need 100 and 100, or 30 moon. We can buy 30 moon and just collect the rest for tickets, I think. Right? Not really a skill fit problem from what I could see. A healer is not really gonna do much because we just don't do enough in damage. We're 88 combat power, she's 52. Which one of you could potentially be a silver bullet? Increases the turn of a random debuff by 1 turn at 35% chance on every attack. She attacks 2 times. Okay, so this could potentially prevent that thing from healing. And you're also a balance type. Oh, I have a shit ton of balance chips. I don't even need that many. And you're still a 3-star too. What else do you do? Beam of light towards enemy. If have 2 more debuffs, turn gauge on all allies. Okay. Gathers particles in a beam towards all enemies. Accuracy, but okay, that doesn't really do much. Like, Electra and Murasaki are good for overall survivability. Kinda want to replace that shit with something. Yeah, get that embarrassing shit out of here. Nobody buffs evasion. Evasion is a useless stat. You're not even fully leveled though. How the fuck? Oh, that's because she doesn't drop. Yeah, okay. That's because you need to assemble her. That's why. Do I not have skill books for rare characters? I do not. Fair enough. Okay. I'm trying to think. 7% crit buff. Okay, so heal on its own doesn't do shit. What are your cores like anyway? Crit rate, defense. Defense does make sense to have for you. Cores are kind of fucking weak. Defense, accuracy, crit damage, crit rate, crit resistance is probably a better fit for you. Yeah, just a straight up improvement. Pretty okay defense core, kind of weak crit damage core, attack and crit rate. Alright, fortunate stat product, so we're gonna leave that be. I feel like we're still missing a silver bullet to take her down. Let's run it with this stack and see how it performs. I think I'm gonna write a support ticket stating that, hey, maybe bosses need to be afflicted with stuff because late game is all trying to kill bosses, and if bosses are immune to like half the shit that a lot of the cast throws, it kind of makes end game sort of pointless. And then it turns into, oh, bigger number, like number go up, feel good, because I can now kill a boss through just pure stat product, which is boring. I like to be able to actually affect the boss in meaningful ways. 9,000 is kind of weak. Let's try to max out the damage that we can do on her, just to at the very least get a feeling of how far off are we. I probably just need to 6-star at least half of them. Let's try this. Bang. Okay, and she just fucking dies. Wait, hold the fucking phone. I'm sorry. Why didn't this work? When defeated after being taken attacked by the enemy, resurrects with 5% max HP, enters immortal state. Why didn't that just happen? She just ate shit and died. Game. Are you okay? We're probably gonna take her to just 50%. And yeah, so we're halfway behind on damage output, and we're even more behind on survivability. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, not great. Not great. Probably both a stack, both level and stat product problem. Okay. That, yeah, well, her trait... So her immortality trait is weird in the sense that it's very inconsistent for its triggering. Do I have all of the other stars though? 15. I still don't have 15. Do you also not have 15? You also do not have 15. Can we reattempt the Venus level 15 for more stars? We should have the stats for it. Probably need to swap you out for Ingrid though. Yeah, that's probably the way we play this. Yeah, this is definitely not an intended behavior, because on hit she's supposed to activate Immortal until her next turn. Alright. We just YOLO all of our ults. Okay, we have burn, good. We cover with shields. Why did she gain a protect shield? What's doing that? Defense penetrate. That was not her activity. Because she just gained immunity from damage, right? Protective shield blocks damage received one time. Why did that trigger? What happened? What caused that? Is that Yuffie doing that? Okay, on turn start, grant 7% healing over time to ally with lowest HP. That's not what that was. Additionally, grants a shield equal to 27%, but that's still not what caused that. So you, it's a mystery. Okay. Okay, we do debuff explode. Listen, I'm not gonna complain. It's nice to have a little bit of extra shield, especially against this character. We're just gonna do a generic attack. Okay, shield ate the rest. What is causing that? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how this character works. Is that a stack product? Like what's? I'm not gonna argue with a good thing, but I would like that to be repeatable. Somehow she just gains a stack of shield that prevents all damage, and I don't know how she does that. We can do without a heal. We'll heal on next turn, because we're gonna get pretty burned on the next one. Bang. There we go. Why does she do that? Okay, we extend the duration of her debuffs. Aina is kind of strong for what we're trying to do here. Okay, we'll just do a heal. We're almost at full health. Okay, we can actually dumpster this thing. I just want to know what's causing her to gain shields. Like, for some reason on turn start she just gains a protect shield. Ah, there it is. If not attacked during the enemy's turn, or is hit by an all-targeted attack during the enemy's turn. Grants 1 protective shield to one ally with the highest attack, excluding herself. Okay, so that was an Ingrid ability this entire time. Good to know. Do I YOLO this? She's probably not gonna one-hit me. God damn it, 1% short. Okay, now this thing does. Get the actual fuck out. That's okay, it's only 10%, it's fine. I can squeeze 10% out of you fairly easily. Alright, time to beat this thing like it owes me money. Hell yeah, okay. There we go. I'm still waiting for Power Lady, who is supposed to be Snake Lady's counterpart. Power Lady, if Power Lady is in a paid step-up package, you better believe that I'm wailing that shit. Okay. Dare I actually let's check Saturn, because I think we're all up to date here except for the last stage. Who do we have on Saturn? Rin was kind of disappointing. She does basically nothing for damage. I don't understand how her skills interact. So she's kind of a fucking letdown so far. Between two shielded support characters, like we need someone who's actually going to deliver damage. So that's the bottleneck here for now. Yeah. Although it is good to know that that interaction on Ingrid exists. That actually makes a good case for 6-starring her eventually. Because she does her own numbers and then some. You know, let's actually blast the rest of it into Venus. Let's just burn the rest of the tickets we have to get our points, and we buff the Venus types from that. Great research, Venus. You can do it with a little bit of a health buff too, actually. Yeah, let's go health buff instead. We're missing 2 pieces. There we go. It's very advantageous that I rolled those extra tickets to do this. What else are we missing? Trait research. No, that's what we just did. Type research. Oh, we still need to level the balanced ones, though. We're short on redstones. Short on pretty much fucking everything, actually. I like that there's a system for passive damage that gives you some... well, passive buffs, rather. It gives you something to work towards. But at the same time, it is a whole thing and a half. You know what? I think we're going to call it a day, because I am getting a little tuckered out. And there's really not a lot to do left. So I either need to start all the way from scratch on something that's going to take us a while to do, or we can just, you know, save a little bit in the bucket for next time. I say we go raid into Gacha, and we ask if Gacha is excited about the new AS Design clutch that now works inside of an HK416. Alright, y'all behave. We're gonna start a raid into Gacha Guns. Gacha Guns. There you are. Start a raid. Right, we are on our... no, we're not on our regular schedule. We're on our regular schedule this week. Next week, I am gone. Probably the entirety of next week, actually. So... likely no streams next week, until further not until further, just next week. Pay attention to the announcements. Make sure that you follow on all of the socials. Make sure that you file your reports in the Hall of Achievement channel. And, yeah. Code Kuromaru at AS Design for 10% off. Buy the dojo patch. Remember, nothing ever happens. Bye-bye.